in Waterbury between exits 17 and 16. Crews are in the right lane. And we have work continuing in Windsor, southbound 91 between exits 34 and 33. Crews are in the right shoulder. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast. Here's meteorologist Bob Cox.
Warm and increasingly humid out there this afternoon. Partly sunny conditions. Perhaps a sprinkler spot shower somewhere by late in the day into tonight, but generally dry. We'll have a southwest wind at about 10 miles per hour out there this afternoon, and sunset at 8:04 this evening. Temperatures in the 80s, dropping back only to about 70 tonight. A muggy night with some areas of fog and the small chance for a sprinkler spot shower somewhere. Partly sunny, hot, and very humid both Thursday and Friday. There is the chance for shower or thunderstorm each day. Temperatures into the upper 80s and low 90s. The heat index up between 95 and 100 with tropical levels of humidity. And Saturday looks partly sunny with the chance for a shower or storm and a high around 90. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Mixed bag on Wall Street so far this Wednesday. The Dow's up 474 points. NASDAQ's down 113, and the S&P is up 9 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Think before you post a picture of your vacation, especially if you're away from home. You don't know who's watching.
Most of the time we think when we post online we're on vacation, it's our friends looking, but there are some nefarious folks that are following you.
Travel vlogger Mark Walters says that status update about your 2-week vacation is an invitation to scammers and burglars.
Your house is not going to be occupied by yourself.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions.
Brian Shackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, if you have a project and you've been putting it off, you might want to do it now. Serta Pro Painters, by the way, they give you a free estimate and they do it quick. You never have to wonder about what's next. Serta Pro Painters, they are reliable with updates and communication. They did my kitchen, and I can't tell you, it's almost like they weren't there. I talked to them and did the estimate. They got the work done, and it's great. I loved it, and that was it. Again, Serta Pro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Each Serta Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Fire up the grill, leave the slider open, and gather on the patio. Summer is for outdoor cooking. We'll handle the kitchen inside. At Dean Cabinetry, we design kitchens that are built around how you live every day. So when you step back in this fall, everything looks and flows just right. Because summer doesn't last forever, but a great kitchen does. Dean Cabinetry, your kitchen cabinet partners from start to finish.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio.
Reese is on the radio. Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! What's going on, all you scallywags? You nutmeggers! Conversationalists across the fruited plain, young, old, and in between. And of course, you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Reese on the radio loves you all. He does. Haters too. Love them all. Gotta have them. And I totally appreciate them. Some of them, not a big fan. Although they should be. They should be big fans. I make them better. Or at least I'd expect. I expect to make you better. As you make me better. The haters make me better. Lets me know I'm over the target. And I'm not an angry guy. I used to be. I'm not. I'm very content now. I can tell you right off the bat, alcohol in my life fueled my anger and hatred. I was the biggest hater in the world. Roland still calls me a hater. He called me a hater this morning. We'll talk about it. Called me what'd you call me, a bona fide hater? What was the super hater? He called me super hater. Yes. But I don't have any hate. I can hate on things, but not people. It's easy to hate on things. You know, like I can hate a stupid pot that Roseanne wants to buy, a terracotta pot. I hate those things. I do. Especially because she always wants to buy the little mini ones, right? The one that looks like a Hershey's Kiss was born in one. And she buys them, and the darn things cost $10 a pop. This little terracotta pot. It's like, what are you going to grow in that? What are you going to put a sunflower seed in that? What's that for? You can grow one thing. So, yes, there are things that I hate, but I don't hate people. They make it easy to hate them, but I don't. I get frustrated with people. And today was no different. Before I get into the person who frustrated me today, I kind of want to give a little bit of props to someone. Now, you're all going to be stunned and surprised, but guess what? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. For a minute, it's right twice a day. So let's set everything aside while I just give props to an individual for doing something considerate and reasonable. And that goes out to the Lieutenant Governor, Miss Susan Bysiewicz. Now, let me explain what happened. A couple of weeks ago, Adam 12 was at an event where it was just after President Trump had revealed these, or was going to declassify all of these documents as they related to the 2020 election with China and how it affected Connecticut and the whole 9 yards. And then, of course, the top tier of the Lamont administration, along with the Secretary of the State, Stephanie Thomas, were all there to discuss, no, don't worry about our elections. They're all secure. Well, Adam 12 was there and wanted to ask a question on my behalf because the press conference was later in the day and I couldn't be at both places. I needed to be here and couldn't be there. Well, when he stood up, Susan Bysiewicz said to him, "We are only taking questions from real media." Weird that someone would say that. There is no such thing. Any person who wished to ask, especially someone whom she serves, Adam 12 being one of them. He lives in the state. She is the lieutenant governor of the state. He can go there and ask questions in his capacity as a citizen. much less on my behalf. But he can go there and ask a question. He is a legitimate member of the press, just walking up there and holding up his cell phone. There's case law on it. And he was dismissed. And Susan Bysowicz, the lieutenant governor, walked up to me. When I say walked up to me, not like we bumped into each other. She saw me, made a beeline, walked right over to me, extended her hand. And all I said was, as soon as I saw her coming to me, I said, yeah, somebody knows who I am. She walked up to me and she shook my hand. I shook hers and I said, Lieutenant Governor, good to see you. And she says, I just want to apologize. I want to apologize to the gentleman who came to the event before, and I was dismissive, and I apologize for that. I said, I will extend that apology. I said, but none needed towards me, but I will let him know. So Adam 12, she apologizes. And she was graceful about it. So, now, that's out of the way. Now let's get to the meat. If you have not joined us in the last couple of days, and I know that many of you don't get a chance to, but you probably know about the Melissa Ramirez case. And by all accounts, and let's just say what we know here, or at least what we've been led to believe here, are a certain set of facts until we get to the bottom of them. This is what we know. Is that according to all reports, there are two women named Melissa Ramirez Romano. And in some confusion, a Romano or Ramirez with the same name and birth date out of New Britain had her driver's license number associated with a Melissa Ramirez of Stafford, who was in the fatal car crash that killed an off-duty police officer, his girlfriend, the mother of three. The Connecticut Sentinel and Blue Lives Matter posted the information they received on the story, in particular, the driver's license number that was placed on the warrant for the Melissa Ramirez who is involved in the accident. Upon further investigation of said driver's license that the Danbury police put on the warrant, which led to them finding that same driver's license associated with what they tell us is a New Britain woman who is registered to vote as an unaffiliated and voted in 3 elections in the 20, 22, and 24 elections. That's where we are. And the only thing we're asking is, if this woman in New Britain is not the woman who has been incarcerated, please, that woman, we would love it if you would appear. Just wave your hands. Because what's making all of this very difficult for people to swallow is the fact that a police officer on the scene on July 13th says in a sworn affidavit that he checked the NCIC/Collect program, which is in every cruiser, looked up the name and date of birth of the individual they had at the hospital to find out if she had a driver's license or any other warrants or any other infractions. This is all a part of the investigation. Who is this person? Does she have other DUIs? Does she have any other involvement in the law? Should we keep her and handcuff her while we have her in custody at the hospital? That's what he's looking it up for. It's all a part of the investigation. How did it happen? What was she doing? Was she intoxicated? Did she fall asleep? Whatever it is, they're doing their due diligence. And with that, this driver's license ends up on the information all the way up until the warrant for her arrest. Mind you, for 11 days, an investigation is ongoing. That's how we get to the warrant. And at no time between July 13th and the execution of the warrant, 11 days later on July 24th, has any officer said, hey, checked NCIC, saw the victim, saw the perpetrator, and said, she doesn't look like this person that I saw in the system. Never once is it uttered. Not even a suggestion. And now we're to believe that they're two different people. Okay. They tell us the investigation was thorough, but no one is saying They just keep saying, she doesn't have a license, she doesn't have a license. No one is saying, my bad. The only thing they're saying is that the Connecticut Sentinel and Blue Lives Matter are spreading misinformation. The Secretary of State openly said that the evidence that was produced by the Connecticut Sentinel and then spread by Blue Lives Matter was manipulated. Manipulated so poorly that her 83-year-old mother would have recognized it. They also suggested that the real Melissa Ramirez of New Britain was being threatened. For what? I don't know. She getting death threats. For what? I don't know. The nature of the death threats? I don't know. But everyone is releasing a statement, but no one's answering questions. No one has made themselves available to answer questions. And by the way, no one, with the exception of a few, are calling the offices of the governor or the Secretary of State to ask them directly, what is going on? Now, I don't know about you, but I told these folks, stop holding press conferences. Not if you don't want me there. Why would you be there? You know I'm coming. 10 o'clock in the morning in West Hartford? Farmington's right next door. You know I'm coming. You know I'm going to be there. Okay, fine. I know you're afraid of nothing. Fine. But with that, you had to know that the question was coming up. It's a big news story. Right? So we asked the governor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you get to hear directly from him whether or not Melissa Ramirez was threatened. That's the innocent woman they're claiming out of New Britain. And who is responsible for the misinformation? Right out of the governor's mouth.
Governor, with regards to the Ramirez case, we have what is many are calling a mistaken identity, two women with the same name and the birth dates, which caused a lot of confusion and some, as you called it, misreporting on the woman who's charged in the fatal death of a police officer and a mother of three with an innocent woman living in New Britain. Your statement that was released, I think, a day ago says that the innocent woman is receiving death threats. Can you tell me what the nature of those threats were?
No, you got to check with the police on that.
Okay, well, it was your statement. I'm trying to figure out do you know the nature of those threats?
No, I said please check with the police on that.
Okay, so your statement was incomplete? I'm not understanding.
No, I just said please check with the police. You said what is the exact nature of those threats? I said please check with the police on that.
And where did you get the information that the young lady was being threatened?
From my team.
Okay. You heard him, folks. His statement came from his team, who told him that the woman was being threatened. Just so everyone makes it clear, what do I tell you about asking your subject a question? Always know the answer before they give it. Now, I knew that the governor had no idea what the nature of the threats were. It was obvious he had no idea. So what I am about to do to him is going to devastate him.
Okay, so your team says, okay, so we'll need to follow up on exactly what those threats were. Are you aware that the New Britain police says that they met with the innocent woman in New Britain and asked her specifically if she has been receiving death threats, and she says no?
That's right. The New Britain police told Adam 12 that they met with her. Whether or not they did, I'm not certain. I can't speak for them. But they told Adam 12 that they met with her and asked her specifically if she was being threatened. That was the nature of their welfare check. And she said no. In fact, her answer was, according to the New Britain police, she is being harassed by the media, not threatened. Now, I already knew that, but I also knew the governor had no idea. Because again, it's not about following up. It's about pushing a narrative. And he's been busted. So watch what the governor does.
I think more to the point, don't jump to conclusions. I did think it was really unprofessional for the press to jump to conclusions, confusing one woman with the other. The person that did this never voted, driving illegally. You got to get your facts right, or else innocent people can be put at risk.
So he immediately deflects and goes towards the media, which was the important narrative by the governor and the Secretary of the State, was that this was done by the media. They're the ones at fault. He couldn't answer to the fact that he didn't know that the woman had already come forward to police, according to New Britain, and was not being threatened. He's embarrassed, so he has to deflect. He could have said, oh, I didn't know that. But he wants to go back to his original point. It was the news media. Again, the Connecticut Sentinel. I could not let that stand.
Those facts and questions were provided by the Danbury police when they provided a warrant with the innocent woman's driver's license, which led to the confusion. It seems that many people are blaming the press for reacting to the actual police work the Danbury police put out.
Trust but verify. Check the facts.
Okay, which is what everyone did, because the driver's license ended up not only on the original affidavit, but all the way to the warrant 11 days later. From July 13th till the 24th, the same driver's license appeared on there. We know that the officer checked the NCIC information on Melissa Ramirez, the woman who's been charged, and also met with the defendant in the hospital, and never once says in the affidavit that he was confused or somehow saw a misidentification.
Now, I laid everything out to him. I've given him the evidence as it appears in the affidavit. I know it by heart. He now knows, and he cannot escape, that this is all the result of the Danbury Police Department. That's why the press printed what they printed. So I want to see if the governor will recant blaming the media and say that the Danbury Police Department are the ones who caused this. But it's Governor Lamont.
Look, you can go back to history. I would tell everybody, we got it wrong. This woman is innocent, and let's stop talking about her. Get her out of the press.
Okay, so now you're admitting that the Danbury police got it wrong, and the reporting on it was enough.
You heard that? You heard that? He knows he just stuck himself. Hypodermic needle right in the arm. He stuck himself. We got it wrong. That's the quote.
Look, you can go back to history. I would tell everybody, we got it wrong. This woman is innocent, and let's stop talking about her. Get her out of the press.
Okay, so now you're admitting that the Danbury police got it wrong, and the reporting on it was
enough. Anybody else?
No, there's no. Why would you think not to answer that question,
anything, sir?
No,
I'm
sir.
just trying
The
to answer
Danbury
your
police.
provocative questions.
So now he's frustrated, and he's now calling my questions provocative. They're just asking, I'm asking the facts to the story. They're provocative. I got to take a break. We'll be back more on this when we return, and how this ends. You'll love it. It's Reese on the radio.
At a huge law firm, does your case feel lost? And at a small firm, they might not have the muscle to truly fight for you. At BPS Lawyers, we're small enough to give your case the personal attention it deserves, yet large enough with the resources and expertise to get the job done right every time. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Glastonbury, Hartford, Essex, East Hampton, New Hartford, and Simsbury. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Payne-Dearest is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hey, what's up, guys? Reese on the radio here live in Hartford. Don't forget to check us out every weekday, 2 to 6 p.m. on the home of Reese on the radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 2:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Bob Cox has the forecast details coming up. 2 people are dead following a shooting in New Haven. Police officers were called to Judson Avenue on Tuesday night. 19-year-old Chavis Goldson and 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman were killed. A 13-year-old was injured when she was hit by debris from a bullet fired into a home. Connecticut's minimum wage will be going up effective January 1st. It'll be at $17.48 an hour, up from the current $16.94 an hour. State Democrats are calling for a pause on new flock camera installations as privacy concerns mount. President Trump says a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz could come as early as today. National politics, progressive Democrat Abdul El-Sayed wins the Michigan Senate primary. In a victory for Democrats and the progressive wing of the party, he will face Republican Congressman Mike Rogers in the general election in November. WTIC News time is 2:31. Here's Bob with the forecast.
Warm and increasingly humid out there this afternoon. Partly sunny conditions. Perhaps a sprinkler spot shower somewhere by late in the day into tonight, but generally dry. We'll have a southwest wind at about 10 miles per hour out there this afternoon, and sunset at 8:04 this evening. Temperatures in the 80s, dropping back only to about 70 tonight. A muggy night with some areas of fog and the small chance for a sprinkler spot shower somewhere. Partly sunny, hot, and very humid both Thursday and Friday. There is the chance for a shower or thunderstorm each day. Temperatures into the upper 80s and low 90s. The heat index up between 95 and 100 with tropical levels of humidity. And Saturday looks partly sunny with the chance for a shower or storm and a high around 90. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
Market watch, the Dow's up 423, the NASDAQ down 155, S&P is up a fraction. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
The Yard Goats are back home Tuesday, August 11th for 2 weeks, and the Yankees affiliate is coming to town. Kids jersey giveaway, adult jersey giveaway, hat giveaway, Chase and Marshall from Paw Patrol, fireworks, kids run the bases, and more. Don't miss your chance to see the Yard Goats before the summer is over. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours today at yardgoatsbaseball.com.
Does your morning start the same way every day? You wake up, walk into the bathroom, look into the mirror, and think, wow, this bathroom really needs an update. Then it's time to visit Modern Plumbing Supply. Our 8,000 square foot showroom is filled with hundreds of beautiful faucets, sinks, vanities, toilets, and so much more. Update your bathroom with Modern Plumbing Supply. And the only thing you'll have to worry about when you look in the mirror is your hair. Modern Plumbing Supply showroom on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/radio. That's legacybox.com/radio.
Connecticut weather. One day you're turning up the heat, the next day you're cranking the AC. That's why homeowners across Hartford County trust Campbell Cooling in Newington. From heating systems and central air to mini splits, hot water heaters, maintenance, and more, Campbell Cooling keeps your home comfortable year-round. And through their sister company, Barney Barker Oil, they'll keep the fuel flowing too. Local, family-owned, trusted. Call Campbell Cooling at 860-666-2696 or visit campbellcooling.com. Campbell Cooling uses all major name brands like American Standard and Mitsubishi.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Is life insurance still on your list from earlier this year? Now is the perfect time to just get it done. A buddy told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I added this to my list this year and got it done. I called SelectQuote and was shocked at how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $18 a month. My wife's also 40, and her $5,000 policy was only $16 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, no medical exam was required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Checking this off my list felt great, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-5858 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-280-5858. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-280-5858. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hartford, we've got a problem. Home care is in crisis and there aren't enough caregivers to meet the demand. So if you've got a loved one with Medicaid or is eligible who needs care, don't wait. Freedom Care will help you get care at home from someone you already trust. A family member who lives with you and not your legal spouse can get paid to help with everyday needs like meals, medication, bathing, and mobility. If you have Medicaid, it's 100% free to you. No waiting lists, just real care from your people right now. Freedom Care handles it all, training, payroll, and support, so you can stay safe and comfortable at home. And your caregiver gets paid guaranteed, with 97% satisfaction and over 150 million hours of care delivered. Hartford families are already making the switch to care at home. Take care of your own and get paid with Freedom Care. Call 860-530-5203. That's 860-530-5203. Call now. 860-530-5203. 860-530-5203.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, back. Reese on the radio here. I keep forgetting that opening monologue. If I don't get to it, the time will just creep up on me. Anyway, if you're just joining us, and I'll say it again, this has to do with the misidentification, as it's being called by the Lamont administration and the Secretary of the State and others, that a woman named Melissa Ramirez that lives in New Britain was falsely accused of being the woman who had driven drunk and killed a police officer at Bridgeport and his girlfriend, a mother of 3. And this, and many people might be asking the question, like, why have such a vice grip on this story? And I don't blame you for getting into that with me, the Connecticut Sentinel, Blue Lives Matter, Republicans even. I've got no issue with that. And those of you who are conservatives, if you think, like, if you become defensive because people are asking, it's like, why are you so dogged on this? Let me help you out in responding to these folks. who will, and again, legitimately asking the question, because I know why they asked me, and so I will tell them, and it is real simple. Connecticut has a problem with their voter rolls, and that is not the fault of those who have questions about it. No matter how you slice it, ladies and gentlemen, this is on the Lamont administration. This is on the Secretary of State. This is on William Tong, the Attorney General. This is on Susan Bicewicz. This is on the legislature. Democrats writ large in this state. Why? Because everyone here only wants one thing, transparency. And they have gone to great lengths to eliminate that from the people of Connecticut. And they know it. Now, the fact that people won't report on it, who cares? The facts are the facts. And they can report on it because every one of the reports are there. They were all there as they were flashing their cameras as they signed a bill for no excuse absentee ballots, knowing what happened in Bridgeport. As after years dealing with that case, one guy has finally pled guilty. Wanda Pataki sits around waiting for a trial. We've got no answers on it. While that went down there, where everybody acted like, that's Bridgeport, saying that Bridgeport is like New York. Don't put that on me. Matt Caron, formerly of Fox 61, told me that personally. That the newsroom in Fox 61 was telling him that that was practically a New York story. He doesn't work for you anyway. That's over. You didn't care about it, and you didn't think the rest of us cared about it. Everyone thought it was just a joke. It isn't a joke. The fraud is for real. And it's habitual. As I told you yesterday, you had the 2004 case where there were DMV workers who were lining their pockets getting people driver's licenses. We have Seo Sekunjanen, and to suggest to us, as if we are the stupidest people in the world, that he was a one-off, a guy who came into the country illegally in 1997, had the ability to get a valid driver's license, and had been renewing it for 30 years. Okay? Renewing it. While he was trying to get a green card and had a deportation order, he was still on the DMV rolls and registered to vote. You're going to sit up here and tell me that we didn't have a right to question you when we find this woman's driver's license on a warrant? You are the people who laid all of this out for every one of us and then had the nerve to turn it back on us. How dare you find it suspicious? We've done nothing wrong. Technically, that's all you've ever done. That's all you ever did was get it wrong. And let's not ignore the most obvious thing in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Overwhelmingly, Democrats, Hispanics, blacks, conservatives, and independents want voter integrity with voter ID. And then after that polling data, you bozos had the audacity to make a rule that says photo ID for 1,000 or more cans and bottles at recycling bins to avoid people from out of state making an extra nickel. We made a song about it to mock you. The fact that you would even so much is to look me square in the face to say that I got nothing to go on. Folks, I'm pulling this stuff off the top of my head, and I've only lived here since October. Everybody knows this is true. And you can say that it's about fighting the Trump administration, but you're not fighting him, folks. You're fighting us. You're fighting every one of us here, Democrats, independents, progressives alike. because you hold the keys and you think that we're not owed any transparency, that you don't owe us anything. You people have the audacity to show up at a No Kings rally while you keep everything close to the chest and say, yeah, we're here to represent you, but when we feel like it. And if you question us, you dismiss us? Enough, you say to us? Governor Lamont, enough? What do you mean enough? Enough what? Accountability? Perhaps this job is too big for you. Perhaps the tough questions are too much. Maybe you've gotten so old and curmudgeon-y, you don't think that some old whippersnapper from New York has the right to ever question you. Enough. Our questions aren't provocative. They're rooted in fact. Your entire office knows. Everybody knows. Everyone who watched it knows. You screwed up. That's why you admitted it. We screwed up. And when I called you on it, just to get you to say, because that's all it took, we made a mistake. That was too much for you. Because you think you were giving me a win. No, it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with conservatives. It damn sure had nothing to do with Donald Trump. It just had to do with admitting a mistake. You could have used that and gone a mile with it. Can you imagine how much decency you would have gotten from the American people, much less nutmeggers, if you had just said it was our mistake and the news media was responding to a mistake that was made by the Danbury police. They've corrected it, and I'd like to move on. I would have moved on. But you had the audacity to be defiant about evidence you know is true. They screwed up, and I had the facts on my side. And they were inconvenient for you, as they are inconvenient for your administration, as they are inconvenient for the Secretary of the State, as it is inconvenient for the Danbury Police Department. Again, every one of the people I just mentioned need to be held accountable. Who are they accountable to? Us. But you're all acting like, how dare we? The reason why I'm getting the praise that I'm getting is for all of the people who are now going online, watching the video and resharing it, and is getting the thousands and thousands of views and the hundreds and hundreds of shares. I want you to look at them. I want your team to look at the comments. Take a moment, because I know when you guys get your articles put out in the newspaper, whatever it is, you guys will turn the comments off. What I would say is go out there, toughen up a little bit, and go read the comments on my pages. And tell me what you see. It's the same theme. Finally, someone is holding them accountable. Finally. That shouldn't be a reflection of me. That should be a reflection of you. If there are people out there who are saying that you are finally being held to account, it should mean something. Anybody with an ounce of integrity, maybe even some humility, would look around at their team and go, guys, we have a credibility problem. Let's work on it. Instead, you get angry. At who? Who are you angry with? You can't be with me. Come on, man. It was T-ball for me. It was easy. You've made it easy. Every one of you. You all made it easy. Can I explain to you why? I'll go this far as to say, you want to know why you made it easy? You're not prepared. You're not prepared. You don't care enough. You think these things are incidental. You think they're trifling. You do it so often you don't even care anymore. And every time I'm going to catch you slipping. because I give a damn, because I care. I have to. I have to care. It is my job to hold you to account. That's my job here. Because if you thought it was, why can't he just go on the radio and complain like the rest of them? No, that's not what I do. There's nothing original about that. I'm sorry that I'm made different. But I would just say this. Get your team together and put out a proper statement. Get it over with. Apologize to the Connecticut Sentinel and Blue Lives Matter. Just say the Danbury Police Department caused this, and the Sentinel and Blue Lives Matter were responding to the information provided by the police department. They've corrected it, and we'd like to move on. I promise you, every one of those folks will move on. They're still going to investigate. But it would be decent of you to at least say, we apologize for accusing the news or reporters or elected officials for a mistake made by the police department. It's called accountability. Look it up. We'll be back.
Are you a commercial building owner in southern New England? Are you frustrated with your roof services? Contact Eagle Rivet Roof Service today. Our skilled technicians provide tailored roof repair and maintenance programs to maximize your building's lifespan. With 24/7 emergency response and comprehensive service options, we are Greater New England's trusted commercial roofing provider. Visit EagleRivet.com for a complimentary inspection or call 860-953-1231. Protect your investment with Eagle Rivet.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. There are over 500 ways you can take Social Security. It's a little complicated, so how confident are you that you'll get the most out of your benefits? Explore your filing options by texting Security to 800-705-1232 to get your free Social Security Simplified Guide. That's Security to 800-705-1232.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Okay, we got to find a way to work the, what do you call it, the temperature in this building. Is it cool in there with you? Because, oh, goodness gracious, it's like a sauna in here. Yeah, well, you know what it is. Can I tell you? I want to tell you a little secret. This is, Oh, I don't know why I'm revealing this, but I need to. I always say that my life is kind of an open book. So a lot of people don't know this. So I am so passionate about this job. I really do. I really love this job. And when I'm in the zone, my body temperature goes way up because I'm like exhilarated. Because what's happening, my brain is working overtime, and a lot of the stuff, as Rama likes to say, I have this recall that he deems amazing. I mean, I guess I have a pretty good recall because I can remember, dates, times, events, and all that other stuff. So as it's happening, my blood pressure goes up a little bit, and then I start to perspire.
Oh, yeah.
And
is that like the men form of
menopause?
Menopause?
No.
Why do they call it
menopause?
Why they call it menopause if it's for women?
Because when a woman's going through it, menopause, and not talk to her and get near her.
Is that why?
No. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, but I'm just. It's one of those things where I get so excited as it's happening, and not my blood pressure. It's really the energy in my body. It goes up, and I'm there. And the moments that are going through me, I can't believe I'm going to say this. So I go blind. I don't know if anybody knows this. I go blind. I look at the camera, and I forget where I am. I am transported to whatever I'm talking about. So I can visualize everything as it's going through my mind. So I forget I'm on camera, and sometimes the only thing I really know is that I am on the air, and I'm talking to probably like 1 million people. And I'm conveying. So when you hear me talking to Ned Lamont, when I'm sort of, going through my monologue, I'm really talking to him. In my mind, he's sitting across from me. And I don't know, it's a very weird place that I go to. And a lot of people see my passion or can tell my passion, but that's what it is. So I'm sitting here sweating because
getting all worked up.
Yeah,
You know what? The hat and the headphones don't.
They don't help.
They don't take away from.
No, they don't.
When you start getting hot.
Yeah, it's it's so funny. I will tell you this. So as I'm asking Ned Lamont the questions, as he is starting to get agitated, I'm starting to get angry. And the reason why I'm getting angry is because the woman next to him goes, "Does anybody else have any questions?" To which my response is, you know damn well nobody's got any questions here. You know damn well that nobody comes here to ask questions. It was me and Mark Paz from the Connecticut Mirror.
Oh, they set it up so nobody.
Yeah, nobody ever shows up. Why? Because he's there to grandstand about what? You want to know what this guy was there bragging about today? Because we're going to get into it in the next hour. You know he was bragging about them. You know what? I'm just going to ask you a question. When's the last time you worked hourly wage? When's the last time? Can you remember?
That I worked hourly wage?
Yeah, hourly wage.
Right now.
Oh, you work hourly now?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
I never do that. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. What would $23, if you worked minimum wage, what would $23.60 a week do for you?
If I worked
minimum wage,
that would be a huge increase. When minimum wage is $16.
No. Every week, you got a fifth. Remember, your hourly raise is 59 cents an hour, which accounts to $23.60 extra in your paycheck.
You're not saying it goes up from 16
my
to
friend.
23.
No.
You're saying an extra
$23. 50, yes, in your paycheck at the end of the week, you get another $23.60. What would that do for you in your paycheck?
Gas for a day or two?
Maybe a day or two. Do you know what that counts to in a month? A month's paycheck? About $94. $94 a month. That's how much it is. They tell you in the press release it's $102. But they're counting 3 months of the year where there are, 4 months of the year where there are 5 weeks.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it actually works to just about $94 a month.
I'm trying to see if there's one bill that I have.
Not one. I already checked.
That's $102.
Your phone bill with you, your wife, and your daughter's cell phone bill, that's $125 the average cost. Your cable bill, $129. Basic cable.
We don't even have cable.
That's what I'm saying. You stream, right? Yeah. But
and
okay.
Our internet bill is like $115.
Okay, so you would probably be able to pay that bill with the 24. That's what they were bragging about today. And then I asked them, and I'm going to play the audio. I asked them about no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, which would expand the amount of people they wish to get relief on. Wait until you find out what percentage of the workforce in Connecticut they were bragging about helping today. I couldn't believe it. And they were standing in front of a Big Y, and Big Y stood up there going, nothing against those guys, but I know you got to do it because you got to help the governor.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why you're so. That's why
I'm so worked up, dude.
Hot.
Because again, I know what it's like to be the working poor. I know what it's like to be the working poor. I worked at $8 an hour, $10 an hour. In 2013, when I worked for U-Haul, I was making $10 an hour when I started the first year. I gotta go to John Silver's back.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock, Hartford temperature 85 degrees. We will have the partly sunny skies. Pretty nice day today overall, but the humidity begins to ramp up, and it's going to stick with us for the foreseeable future. All the forecast details coming up. Investigation is continuing into a double fatal shooting in New Haven that occurred Tuesday night. Officers responding to Judson Avenue about 8:30. They found 19-year-old Chavis Gold and 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman with life-threatening injuries. Both men taken to the hospital where they were later pronounced dead. Now, a 13-year-old girl was injured in a neighboring home. Apparently, a bullet came through, knocked some plaster and other debris around, and that's how she was hurt. She was not shot, according to police. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with any information is being urged to get in touch with the NHPD. The vice chair of the legislature's Energy and Technology Committee is calling for a pause on those automated license plate readers and flock cameras. Residents in several cities and towns say they have privacy concerns and that the technology is intrusive. Milford Democratic Senator James Maroney.
So we want to do our due diligence these next couple months to gather information and then put in place new restrictions next year.
Now, the Connecticut Police Chiefs Association has come out in favor of the LPR, saying they are a valuable tool in law enforcement. In fact, Milford police officials recently lauded the technology in helping them crack a fatal home invasion case from earlier this summer. Progressive Abdul Al-Sayed has been projected as the winner in the key Michigan U.S. Senate Democratic primary. Here's ABC's Avery Harper.
What it does say is that there is definitely a desire for an outsider candidate, someone who is espousing some of these progressive ideals. You know, I was on the ground in Michigan, and every time you go to a campaign event with Abdul Al-Sayed, he begins with a very simple motto: getting money out of politics, putting money in your pocket, and Medicare for all.
Al-Sayed will face GOP Congressman Mike Rogers in the November election. Another day of testimony in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial in Massachusetts. The Wallingford native is accused in the deaths of her 3 children. The defense says she suffered from postpartum psychosis. There was testimony on her toxicology reports at the time of the incident.
Witness described 4 different drugs that fell into these categories of being antipsychotic, antidepressants, or anti-anxiety. And for those groups of drugs, the witness said that they had slightly elevated levels, but nothing that was alarming. But for one drug, Seroquel, this witness said that it was double the amount that you would suspect, but still the amount of Seroquel within her system was not at a toxic or lethal level.
It's correspondent Brian Bruckmeyer. New minimum wage effective January 1st will be $17.48 an hour in Connecticut, an increase from where it is now at $16.94, one of the highest in the country. Democratic State Senator Julie Kushner of Danbury.
That we index this so that we wouldn't get stuck again, so people wouldn't be always at the bottom, never getting a raise.
Kushner adds that she supports a separate increase in minimum wages for tipped workers who remain at $6.38 an hour. Ship traffic in the Strait of Hormuz down to a trickle due to hostilities in the Middle East. President Trump says an agreement to open the strait is close. Iran says it's in talks with Oman to hammer out a new shipping path. Mick Mulroy, as a former U.S. Deputy Secretary of Defense, says Iran holds the upper hand.
It just comes down to negotiations and what the U.S. is willing to concede or not concede, because it's obvious, I think, to all that the Iranians are going to keep control of the Strait of Hormuz unless they're forcibly basically pushed off that position. And that can only be done really by the U.S. military.
WTIC News Time 3:04. The WTIC 24-hour traffic network seeing delays on the westbound side of 84 out of East Hartford, beginning at exit 56 and extending out to exit 46. Over on the eastbound side, seeing some congestion on 84 between exits 46 out of Hartford into 51. We still have some leftover road work down in Wallingford on 91 northbound side between exits 15 and 16. That's left lane repair work going on there. No major hassles along the 95 corridor out of Bridgeport, and it looks like we're traveling okay for the most part on the parkways, Merritt and Wilbur Cross. Let's check the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
It'll be nice out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine. The high up to 86 degrees and partly cloudy, turning out humid tonight. There will be a shower or thunderstorm spots late. We'll head down to a low of 71. Then it becomes uncomfortably humid tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a thunderstorm spots later on in the afternoon and into the evening hours. The high tomorrow up to 89. Then we turn out partly cloudy, warm, and very sticky out there for the rest of tomorrow night. Low down to 73 degrees. For Friday, it's going to be an active day with a storm system moving in. Very warm and humid with clouds and sunshine. There will be a couple of showers and even a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon. Some of those storms will bring the risk for flooding downpours and damaging wind gusts. The high Friday, 89. Then it turns hot and humid for the weekend. Saturday, partly sunny, a hot and humid day. A thunderstorm around in the afternoon. The high 91. Mostly sunny and hot for Sunday with a high of 90. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Financial markets rather mixed so far today. The Dow's up about 394. NASDAQ's down 131 and the S&P is up 4. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Sometimes it feels like the news is full of things that have never happened before, and that is not exactly true. In fact, it may have happened this very week, hundreds or thousands of years ago. I'm Sally Helm, host of the podcast History This Week from the History Channel. Trade embargoes? Thomas Jefferson tried them. Rent too high? We've been arguing about that for a while. Each episode is proof. The past isn't that far away. Listen to History This Week, available now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Let's be real. With Trump in the White House, times have been tough. But in Connecticut, thankfully, we've had a governor who put his foot down and protected us from the chaos. When Donald Trump cut health coverage, Lamont capped insulin costs, canceled medical debt for working people, and restored the health care funding our families depend on. Now he's working towards universal health care. While ICE creates chaos nationwide, Governor Lamont's passed laws banning ICE from our schools and places of worship.
ICE, go home. We're keeping Connecticut safe without you.
And as Trump cut taxes for billionaires, Governor Lamont's cutting taxes for the middle class, with new plans to make sure big corporations paid their fair share.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
With Trump in the White House, we need a governor with the experience and the backbone to fight back. That's Ned Lamont.
I'm Ned Lamont, candidate for governor, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ned for CT. Approved by Ned Lamont.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
I just realized I have to do something that's important. A public service announcement from Reese on the radio to you, the great listeners here in the state of Connecticut. Okay, I still need you to vote against Ned Lamont and get him out of office. And there's a reason why I have to give this public service announcement. It looks like you guys really enjoy my back and forth with the governor. And you sound like you want more of it. I do not. The objective is for you to see who the man is and to vote him out. Okay? So I don't want you to be so enamored. Like, finally, someone's holding his feet to the fire. I'm going to give him 4 more years. Don't do that. That's not my intent. Not about me. Not about me. Not about me. I do, listen, I said this before, and we have a lot of new listeners now, and I want to applaud them. Thank you for joining the program. And when I say the numbers of people who are joining online, following the show, it is over. Did I tell you yesterday? I said a little more than a month ago, the Reese on the Radio page of my first encounter with Lamont about the people of color has gotten such new attention. Again, that was on May 15th. It ran for a month. On my personal page, it had 369,000 views. That's epic. That's viral. Once you go over 250,000, you're viral. So that was great, and I was very impressed by that. Clearly, a conversation about people of color and Ned Lamont suggesting they were afraid to vote got a lot of attention, and I'm very happy for that reporting. I'm glad that it spread so much. But on my personal page, which again is supposed to kind of have a smaller following, had 47,000. Still pretty good for any page. And even the year for WTIC. I don't think that any of our you know, because it's news radio, and you know, it's tempered, you know, following, stuff like that. So any page with 47,000 views on it is a good day. But then last Thursday, it got a resurgence out of nowhere. It is now sitting, that video, on my Reese on the Radio show page. It is now sitting at 135,000 views, 136,000 views. From 47, which it had stopped a month over, like May 15th to June 15th. May to June 15th. It only garnered 47,000 views, and then it was dormant. And then this past Thursday, somebody caught it, and it's literally, I can't stop getting responses from it and reshares. And now it's up to 130. So all in all, in both pages, it is well over 500,000 views. And then I go on X today, and there's this woman by the name of Christy Bond, and I guess she is very popular. She has over 413,000 followers, one of them being none other than the FBI director, Kash Patel. Libs of TikTok follow her, like some big names people follow. Well, today, she posted that same exchange on her page, and in an hour, I think 4 hours, I think it had well over 5,000 views. I get nothing like that on X. But now people have judged, like, radio host Reese Hopkins questioned Lamont about coloreds. I think that's what the title says. So apparently it's gaining some ground. And that's good. Because again, like I said, this is not about me. I've got a goal. So you know. These guys can make it about me, because I think a lot of them think that's what it is. They think it was like, well, this guy Reese is really making a name for himself. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. This has nothing to do with me. This has everything to do with you. You guys asked, what are we going to do? Reese, what are we going to do? Some of you said, Reese, what can you do? And I said, we can do something. I refused to give up. I just did. I just refused. And I told you that I want to be a part of it. I wanted to contribute. I hope I have. I hope I continue to. That's the job. I was just here talking to Rex from our sister station, Hot 937. I was just telling him. I work on this job every day like I'm fighting for my life. And it's true. A lot of people don't know this. Ask Allison. This job, you wake up tomorrow morning, somebody in corporate says, we're cutting that day part. I'm out on my behind. So I am trying to make myself indispensable. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that when it gets to that point and somebody says, we think we're going to have to let you go, then you guys will turn around and be like, no! Like the old revolt. Well, that's the way I look at my job. Is that I've got to keep bringing it every day. You have no idea when I walk out of here. If the show doesn't feel good, I beat myself up for 4 hours. Sitting at home talking about what I could have done better. And then I get right back to the drawing board. Got to do better. Got to get this. Got to get that. So it is important to me. I hope you realize that, and I hope you realize that in the work that I do. And you have, and you've shown me a great deal of support when I see you out in the street. You give me the greatest gift ever, and that is your support of the show. And I tell you, you guys know it. If you've met me, I shake your hand, and I tell you, thank you for supporting the show. It means everything to us. So, it is Christy, Kristi, and Bonne is spelled Bonne with a hyphen at the end of E, if you look on X. So I'm not really familiar with her. I know I've seen her around, and she's shown up on my feed before. I'm not familiar with her, though, but she shared it today. And you could look it up as well. Thank you for that, Deb. And thank you, Alex. We appreciate it. And Wendy, I understand that it is your birthday, and happy birthday to you. I love all my August Leo babies. I make fun of the boy because he's a Leo, but he's July 31st, so I call him a fake Leo. Just him. It bothers him. My poet laureate, Fred in Middletown's on the line. How you doing, boss?
Hey, I'm good. I have a very brief poem, but first, going forward, you're going to need a full-time vocabulary coach, I'm thinking. No, that's a joke.
Yes, sir.
With great power comes great responsibility. Wayne Allen Root was spitting your licensed driver, voter, drunk cop killer bit the other night.
Was he? Yes, Wayne Allen Root. Yes, he was.
He didn't mention you. He knows Lee Elsey in Connecticut. I'm thinking, he's doing Reese's bit. It's just a matter of time.
It's okay. Like I said, it's so true. My wife will tell me all the time. She goes, "I bet you Jesse Waters is gonna ask you to be on the show." I'm just like, sweetheart, please don't wish for that.
No. And there's this thing, dude. Let me think. There's a great quote. The penalty of success is to be bored by the people who used to snub you. You're waiting for these people to come on your show. Yeah, that's where this is going. One quick shot and into the poem. I'm thinking if you possibly could, you want a set of drums in your house.
A set of drums? Why?
Yeah. Well, to let off,
Oh, some steam.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I will do? You're 100% right. You know what I've had my eye on, Fred? Those electronic drums that you put, you wear the headphones for, because then you don't really, you don't disrupt the neighbors.
Yes, there's that. I would never, that wouldn't do it for me. I need like a real drum, just like I need iron weights, that concrete and plastic.
Right.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you like the smell of the iron. So here's the poem.
Yes, sir.
It's called What's Up with Anastasia Yop.
Ooh.
In 2 words, don't ask. That's don't as in do not, as in Gordian knot, as in good luck trying to untie that. However, unto me I bid you hark, whilst I taketh a shot in the dark. In this case, one huge clue was that the dog did bark. Thank you. That might be an inside joke.
No, it wasn't. Well, it's not an inside joke to me. It may be to others, though.
All right, we'll leave it an inside joke to anyone who didn't get it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
You got it. So, the minimum wage. I got to tackle this because I would imagine that the governor wants to help more people who are struggling in this economy. The governor talks often about how much people are paying for gas, about how the war in Iran is affecting everyday folks. They have an affordability campaign. Democrats all over the fruited plain. So when I heard about today's press conference, I couldn't wait to get there. And I wanted to ask a simple question about all that the administration is doing to help people who are in need. And so this press conference was to talk about the new minimum wage that is going to happen next year. Which is weird because I looked it up. Usually that is set aside for October before the election. But out of desperation by the Lamont administration, they decided to do it today, just days before primary. Now, I'm sorry, folks, that sounds desperate to all of us wonks who follow politics. Mark Paz of the Connecticut Mirror asked that, and I didn't want to step on him, but he did ask, and it'll be in his reporting today. He found it very odd. We get this alert usually in October. Are we not supposed to find it odd that you would mention it just a few days before the primary? And they said, their answer was, it was purely coincidental. They try to play it off like it had never happened. It never, no. We do it, of course we do it in August. It's always in October. I looked it up. When I mentioned today there was a press conference about it, Grok told me, no, that announcement usually happens in October. So somebody's desperate. Anyway, set that aside. Now, they already passed a bill in 2019 that brought the minimum wage up to the level that it is now, which again was an extra 59 cents per hour on minimum wage makers' paycheck, which meant at the end of the week, they would see $23.60 added to their paycheck a week. That number comes out to about, I think, $93.40. $93.40 in a month. It's scrap. But the part that really makes all of this so sad is that the governor's doing a victory lap on this. When this minimum wage increase only affects about 10% of those who are in the working class. 1.7 million people are part of the labor force in Connecticut. 1.7. That's odd considering we have a population of 3.6 million, but okay. So 1.7 million. This was only going to affect, on the high end, 200,000 folks. On the low end, about 160,000. So I asked the question, well, you know what? Let me just play the question that I asked because I thought it was relevant to all of this. And who is it? Yeah. I think the woman that I am speaking to here is a woman by the name of Dante Bartolomeo. She is there, and I'm asking her and another woman this question. I don't know who the other woman is, but she is a state senator. I don't remember her name, but whatever. This is the exchange.
We're working to help struggling families in the state. Why have we not done more? This wage increase helps about 10% of the workforce.
Anyone else?
Yeah, sure. If we're working to help struggling families in the state, why have we not done more? This wage increase helps about 10% of the workforce. Why have we not adopted no taxes on tips and overtime?
Now, it's important that you know why I asked that question. No taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime clearly would help those struggling. Because, again, this only helps 10% of the workforce. Well, they answered.
Well, what I can say is that this actually impacts and benefits 160,000 to
Yeah, it's 10%. I mean, no taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime is a significant part of the workforce in Connecticut. Why not help those families?
So her answer to me was that the people that they are helping is a significant amount of people. When I heard it, I could only think of This Is Spinal Tap. Do you remember that line?
These go to 11.
These go to 11. I'm like, yeah, you could have helped more people with no taxes on tip. Her response was,
These go to 11.
Anyway, she continued.
Well, we've been trying to help working families in Connecticut, and we've done a really good job of it. Since I got there in 2019, I think we've passed probably more than 100 bills that help working families. And one of the things we didn't talk about that I know the governor's really proud about is the paid family medical leave program, which does tremendous work for people. On the issue of tips and tipped workers, we have had bills related to tipped workers. I think they're very important. We've taken a different approach on it. We've taken an approach of saying maybe we need to look at why they're still stuck at $6.38 an hour, and maybe we should be raising the minimum wage for tipped workers.
Now, that would probably help, but they could have done that. They chose not to. I mean, it is their legislature, right? It's a supermajority. They hadn't even thought of it. But they're bragging about, again, only assisting 10% of the workforce.
That's something we're going to definitely keep looking at. And to me, that's something that will help those workers the most. So I think we're looking at all these issues, and the Labor Committee certainly takes it seriously. We work hard to make sure every session we pass a lot of bills to help working families. But for tipped workers, I think that's one of the key issues we have to look at.
Now, again, 10% of the workforce is being helped by this minimum wage increase. But clearly, they could assist more people. If you had included those tipped workers, not just waiters and waitresses, tipped workers, all of them, you would expand that to guess how much of the workforce? A cool, reasonable, and I would even say an acceptable 25 to 30% of the workforce. Instead, they're taking a victory lap over 10%. Instead of just saying, we can't give up their tax revenue. We can't, because they don't want to give a tax break to those folks. Because this legislature and this governor are greedy.
Is part of the reason because it's part of the Trump Big Beautiful Bill?
It's also really important to understand what the tip credit is. The tip credit is just that, so that if a wait staff do not make, between their tips, if they do not make the minimum wage, the employer must balance that out.
That's a good point. She says if they don't make the amount that they're supposed to, that the employer has to make up the cost. Well, I asked her a damn good question afterwards, but we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll play some more of this on the other side of the hour. Go nowhere, even if you need to. Come on back, all right? Do whatever you got to do and come on back. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you've been thinking about selling your home, do it now. Don't wait. Hi, this is Sandy Terenzi and Mike Price from the Livian team at Keller Williams with an important message for you.
That's right. After years of record-breaking prices, we're beginning to see a shift in the market. Price reductions are becoming increasingly common and pre-foreclosures and CT are growing. The question is simple. Do you want to sell while demand is still strong or compete later when prices may be lower? Don't wait until your neighbor's price reduction becomes your price reduction.
Contact us at 860-855-SOLD.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Reese on the radio, and August 14th is my birthday, and I want to spend it with you. So we're taking the show on the road for a special birthday broadcast. We'll be broadcasting live from Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut from 2 to 6. Maybe there'll be an after party. Who knows? So make plans to hang out, listen to the show, have some food, some drinks, and help me celebrate my birthday. It's the 14th at 15. Stadium 15 in Farmington from 2 to 6 on Friday, August the 14th. Hope to see you there.
When a contractor needed to quickly lock down valuable equipment on site, they called the leader in mobile storage, Eagle Leasing. We delivered a clean, watertight storage container exactly where they needed it. Call 1-800-GET-EAGLE or go to eagleleasing.com. You see us everywhere. We're Eagle Leasing. When a contractor needed convenient office space on their job site, they called the leader in mobile offices, Eagle Leasing. The next day, we delivered a clean, high-quality office trailer and put it exactly where they needed it. Call 1-800-GET-EAGLE or go to eagleleasing.com. You see us everywhere. We're Eagle Leasing.
Brian Jackman here for CertaPro Painters. You know, I have a really high bar for people working on my home, and that's why I am so proud to talk about CertaPro Painters. First of all, the process is worry-free. They give you this free estimate. They come in, they communicate with you, they're professional, and I'm not just talking with the communication, I'm talking with the actual painting. They got our kitchen done so well, and that's why I'm telling you, you should give it a try. If you have any work needed, either inside or outside your house, they have over 70,000 five-star reviews. That's CertaPro with a C. CertaPro.com to book your free estimate.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have partly sunny skies. Temperature is 86, and we'll have the forecast details coming up. Investigation continues into the fatal shootings of 2 men in New Haven Tuesday night. 19-year-old Chavis Goldson and 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman. They were found on Judson Avenue with life-threatening injuries, later died at an area hospital. A girl was injured in a nearby house. Bullet went through the wall there, knocked some plaster and debris off, although she was not actually hit by the bullet. It was the debris that injured her. Police are continuing their investigation. Effective January 1st, Connecticut's minimum wage will climb to $17.48 an hour. That up from where it is now at $16.94. Julie Kushner is a Democratic state senator from Danbury.
So that we wouldn't get stuck again. So people wouldn't be always at the bottom, never getting a raise.
Kushner adds that she supports a separate increase in minimum wages for tipped workers. That figure remains at $6.38 an hour. Abdul El-Sayed comes out on top in the Democratic U.S. Senate primary in Michigan.
The Democratic Party's progressive wing has scored a massive win in battleground Michigan. Abdul El-Sayed has won the party's Senate nomination after a bruising primary battle with Congresswoman Haley Stevens. That's a significant shift for Democrats. 8 years ago, El-Sayed was blown out in a gubernatorial primary. Now he and the progressive wing face real tests, uniting a divided party and beating GOP nominee Mike Rogers for a seat vital to Democrat chances of retaking the Senate. As votes were being counted last night, El-Sayed said the party has one goal, no matter who is the nominee:
to make sure that Mike Rogers never sees the inside of the U.S. Senate.
Sagar Meghani, Washington.
President Trump says a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz could come this week. Iran and Oman appear to be inching toward an agreement on the waterway that could ease pressure on the global economy. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's the forecast.
It'll be nice out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine, the high up to around 86 degrees. Then we turn out partly cloudy tonight. The humidity will start to increase. There will be a shower or even a thunderstorm in spots late tonight. We'll head down to a low of 71. Then it turns uncomfortably humid tomorrow. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a thunderstorm in spots late in the afternoon into the evening. Well, the high tomorrow up to 89. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, about a half an hour before the close, the Dow is up 392 points. The NASDAQ's been trending down this afternoon, 131, and the S&P is up 4 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth, Certified Financial Planner from Money Wisdom. Get the answers to your retirement questions at our free educational dinner workshop. Reserve your seat today to learn about different strategies to maximize your retirement income, ways to reduce your lifetime tax obligation, and much more. Text WORKSHOP to 800-705-1232. That's WORKSHOP to 800-705-1232.
Johnson Brunetti is a marketing name for the businesses of JB Capital and JN Financial. Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Life takes unexpected turns, doesn't it? Divorce, the loss of a loved one, a personal injury, losing your job. Suddenly you're searching for someone new you can trust to guide you through. But what if you didn't have to start over? What if your legal team already understood you? At BPS Lawyers, we're more than just lawyers. We're a full-service law firm that's been part of this community since 1977. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Painderis is responsible for the content of this ad.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Does your morning start the same way every day? You wake up, walk into the bathroom, look into the mirror, and think, wow, this bathroom really needs an update. Then it's time to visit Modern Plumbing Supply. Our 8,000 square foot showroom is filled with hundreds of beautiful faucets, sinks, vanities, toilets, and so much more. Update your bathroom with Modern Plumbing Supply, and the only thing you'll have to worry about when you look in the mirror is your hair. Modern Plumbing Supply showroom on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Back, Reese on the radio. Spider-Man review happening today. Not that anybody cares, but I want to talk about it a little bit with Roland, who went to go see it last night. I'm assuming with the family. Not happy, but that's okay. We'll just get to the phones. Tony is calling from Southington. How you doing, sir? Tony? Was he on hold for too long? That's okay. We'll go to Steve. Steve is calling from Canaan, I guess. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, man. God's country.
Hey, there you go. All right, throw my volume down because I'm getting an echo. There you go. Nope, that's still up.
Okay.
Yeah, can you turn? Yeah, because I'm gonna get it my own voice in the background. That's okay. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. So it's like first time I got a chance to talk to you.
Okay.
Long time listener. But I beg to differ, bro. The only thing I disagreed with you is how this minimum wage increase only affects 10%. It affects everybody. That's the inflation we've been getting.
Good point.
With those.
Well, I don't know why that is, but I think you need to put me on mute because that's going to come back to me. I don't know why, but it sounds awful. Anyway, I will say this. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. It's piercing through my ears. Yeah, it does affect everybody. It definitely affects the employers, which is the point I was going to get to in a second. I want to fast forward this audio so I can get to it. Let me do this.
Yes.
Get right about here in my exchange with Dante.
So even tipped workers, while the tip credit remains the same, they still benefit from a higher minimum wage.
Isn't that the same thing about raising the minimum wage? Doesn't that happen with the employer with raising of the minimum wage?
Yeah, so she makes this case that if the tip workers don't make that certain amount, that the pretty much the cost goes right back to the employer. Making that argument makes no sense because the raising of the minimum wage goes to the employer anyway. Right? So the employer doesn't have the option after the fact. It happens before the fact. And what he has to do in order to compensate for that raise is, one, he has to shorten hours or he has to fire people. You see the point? He's not given the option thereafter. See, if the place is doing horrible, right? If it's a slow night, I don't have to put anybody on the staff. Right? You're not working. You're not clocking in. And you're a part-time employee. I have control of that in the beginning. After the fact, which again, raising the minimum wage, all of that cost I'm already in at the beginning. So when these people try to explain to me that they know how businesses work, I know they don't.
It does fall on the employer, does it not?
You know, there are costs to raising the minimum wage.
No kidding. No kidding. Did you consider them? For 10% of the working class, right? 10% of those workers. Who are you going to affect the most? You stand in front of a big Y. That's a large organization. What about the small business owner? Are they taking that into effect or into account? No, of course not. Why else would they be standing in front of a big Y? It's optics.
That is absolutely true. But as the governor pointed out, significant costs are due to things other than the minimum wage. So
yes, we well aware of what other things cost. That's a deflection. That has nothing to do with my question. Are you affecting the employers who hired these people? What happens to that minimum wage to a McDonald's? Kiosks, part-time work. Now, Susan Beisowitz said something I thought that blew my mind. She said that there were 170,000 single moms or small families that were affected by this increase. She said that the number of people who are using minimum wage jobs as entry-level positions is absolutely or barely existence. Of the 200,000 jobs that this would affect, 170,000 of them are families and single mothers. But Susan Beisowitz is wrong. How do I know? Because before I got there, I looked up that number specifically. It was bothering me. Do we have any numbers by the Bureau of Labor Statistics on how many people who make minimum wage are entry-level workers like teenagers or even 20-year-olds that got their first job versus families, single mothers, maybe even single fathers who make minimum wage? Is there a number? Is there a split out of the 200,000 numbers? Guess what? There are none in Connecticut. There's a national number, but Connecticut does not have that number. It's never counted them. There is nowhere in the Bureau of Labor Statistics locally in the state of Connecticut that has the numbers that say how many people in the minimum wage market are people who are first-time enters into the job market versus families. There's no number. So when she quotes 170,000 of these people, where'd she get the number from? It doesn't exist. Because I checked that before I even got there.
Cost to, we've got fuel costs. We have a lot of nationally impacted parts of the economy that inflation, but to balance that increase in burden of national costs on the lowest wage workers is not something that we want to do in Connecticut. We don't want to leave those lower wage workers behind. So as all costs grow, this is an additional $21.60 per week for somebody working 40 hours. So we don't want to balance inflation and other burdens on the lowest wage workers. Anyone else, please? That's it.
Now she says, anyone else, please? And they wrapped it up. Cypress was there. He wrapped it up. That's enough, please. No one else was there to ask any questions. It was just me and Paz. Myself and Mark Paz from the Connecticut Mirror. No other people there. They wanted to bolt. It's interesting how these people do this stuff. Anyway, let's see if Tony's got it right now. Hey, Tony, you there?
Yeah, I have 3 important quick talking points to make.
What do you got?
One, with the minimum wage going up, I truly believe, without gullibility, that's just a money grab so they can add more taxes into everybody's personal life structure.
It's pennies, but yes, it is. It's more taxes.
Yeah, right. More of a money grab. Secondly, the Lamont campaign that he runs commercials on 1080 AM, I want to say last year he did not help my family out with the medical assistance for the bills. Mm-hmm. And we were in the proper requirement for the cap of assistance and never received a dime, man. It's just so disgustingly, pathetically, a blatant lie.
Yeah,
and
disingenuous at best.
Sorry for anybody that wants to believe that. Yep. And then lastly, the flock cameras and everything. Talk about a money grab, dude. Why are we still paying property tax and vehicle taxes then?
Yeah.
That's the biggest, shadiest thing going. It's not about safety, man. It's a money grab. It totally is, because it's easy money where the cameras do all the work. The politicians sleep at night, and they know they're pulling in some coins. And last but not least, one more thing.
Yeah.
Like tolls or the flock cameras, that the politicians in this state that make the laws are immune to it. So when their cars drive, they're not going to get pinched at all.
I'll tell you.
To all those fees.
I was going to tell you, Tony, if there's ever a sign that politicians see the polling data working against them, the flock cameras is a perfect example. Because even John Silver said at the top of the hour, there are politicians on the Democrat side who are saying, hey, let's pump the brakes on these flock cameras because it ain't looking good.
Yep.
And one of their heroes, Tony, one of their heroes, John Oliver, on HBO, did a segment this weekend ripping into the flock cameras. And that's their base. So if their base are listening to John Oliver, they're going, yeah, we need to pull back.
Right. Let me say one more thing that's very critical here. Because I'm around your age, I'm 53 years old, man. When the cars had less aerodynamics, you felt the speed that you were going at.
Yeah.
I got pinched in Middletown a month ago coming back from the casino on Route 66 there, in the center of Middletown by Wesleyan University. They got a camera.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I was only going 12 miles over the speed limit, and I got ticketed. Then I went on the Middletown website to see what
the penalty was.
A legit what a penalty was for a legit ticket. Anything over 10 miles an hour, if you're going 11 or more, you're getting a ticket. If you went 10 over, you're probably safe, but who even knows then? But with today's aerodynamic cars, bro, I'm not an intentional speeder.
You got to be careful. That's what. Listen, can I hip you to something that I use that saves me every time from speeding? Because sometimes you could have a lead foot and really not know, or you could be traveling with the flow of traffic and not really recognize that you're going over the speed limit. Can I suggest something to you that I use?
Absolutely. What do you do?
Cruise control, man. It's the best invention ever.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm telling you, it takes all the guesswork out. I look at, like, if I got directions, if it says directions and it says 35, I hit that thing and I never worry. I never worry.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, going forward, bro, I'm on board. You know?
Man, you got to use it.
I'm very frustrated.
Thank you, man.
My 3 topics I just quickly ran by you, buddy. I hope everybody absorbs it, your listeners, you, and run with it, because they prey on ignorant and gullible people.
That's it.
Pretending it's about a different matter than what the reality really is.
You got it, Tony. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views. Negro nonsense. Stupidest thing I read today. And, we got some election results. We got to talk about that as well. Plus the investigation into Donald Trump months into his presidency. All of that and much, much more. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
3 dozen tech firms have created the Open Secure AI Alliance in a move that the firms say will safeguard software and agents in the age of artificial intelligence by developing and sharing open technologies and tools. NVIDIA, Cisco, and Salesforce are among the firms in the alliance, with NVIDIA saying in the announcement that cybersecurity is among the top 3 beneficiaries of open source software. I'm Jason Brooks.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the 3rd leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Come on, Roland. Let's get this out of the way now. Let's get it over with. Roland went to go see Spider-Man Brand New Day last night. I saw it Saturday night, Sunday morning, something like that. I know I got in at 11 o'clock and I was out by 2:40.
Damn.
The movie was forever. I got home roughly about 2:40, so I watched it really late. Roseanne did not go, although she is a huge fan of Tom Holland and Zendaya. She just didn't want to go, so I went. I walked out of that movie theater hating it. It was horrible. I hated every bit of it. And if I could tell you, it is as simple as this. Language. I did not like the cursing. It's Spider-Man under Tom Holland. Not that I didn't like Tobey Maguire. I really didn't do the Andrew Garfield movies. I've never seen them, and I don't really care. But Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man for me.
He wasn't a good Spider-Man.
Well, he was for me and my kids, right? So I took my kids when they were younger to, Ayla and Ethan.
You talking about Toby?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
I'm talking about the other guy.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire.
No. He was a great Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, he wasn't a good
Spider-Man. I never saw those. Anyway, so I really, really, really liked Tobey Maguire. And again, my kids kind of grew up with him, so I have fond memories of that. And it was the first real kind of multi-action CGI Marvel kind of version of Spider-Man, so I enjoyed it. But Tom Holland, when he took the role in when he first showed up in Captain America Civil War, he just had this personality I couldn't get enough of. He's so endearing. He really captures Peter Parker in a way that's never been done. And I'm a huge fan of all three of the movies. Okay, Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. They were all great, one better than the other, but I've always loved his character. This, way too dark. Way too dark. And I know they've tried of adulting him up, but can I say this? Why did they make him like Batman? He's working with a police officer, a Puerto Rican female police officer. He's walking through the city normal. And like he's walking into office buildings in full Spider-Man regalia.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like, he looked ridiculous. That's not Spider-Man. He's swinging through the air. He was just walking around.
He did a lot of swinging through the air. He did a whole bunch of swinging through the air in that movie.
Yes, I saw that. I didn't care about the villains. I didn't care about Scorpion. I didn't care about the Hand. I didn't care about the main, because I don't want to reveal who that is. I don't care about that person. I don't care about anybody. I walked away that whole thing bored to tears.
No way.
No, it was boring.
All the action?
No.
The storyline was great?
Nope.
Yeah.
The storyline was great?
The storyline was great, man. Got a chance. It was about love. It was about sacrifice.
Missing your friends.
And the love of your life.
Yeah, that sucked. But it was, again, I was...
And the part that was dope was the villain, how the villain was moving throughout
the movie. Yeah, I got it. Mm-hmm.
That was fire.
You like that?
You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
It's an old movie. Mm-hmm. Either it's the late 90s, early 2000s with Denzel Washington.
Oh, my God, Deja Vu.
Not Deja Vu.
That's wrong. I apologize. Not Deja Vu. But John Goodman is in it.
Yeah, and the villain. They sing that song that they made scary now.
Yeah.
Time is on your side.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And the villain can go through person to person.
Yeah.
Yes, it was exactly very similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that movie. I didn't like it. I didn't like that Denzel Washington movie. It's one of the movies that rarely anyone ever talks about.
That was a good movie, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Because, well, if you're into religion and all of that,
yes,
that's why my mom made us watch it.
Yeah.
As a teaching point.
Yeah.
And
the devil will get you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I can't remember the name of the Denzel Washington movie, but I know John Goodman is in it. He plays his partner in the police force.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was.
I can't remember the name of that.
He gets away at the end through a cat. That was crazy.
Yes, he does. That's interesting. Like I said, I wasn't. I was not impressed, and I don't know if I'll go see that. I'm glad that he's not going to do the role anymore. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. Heading into Hartford right now, look for delays 84 eastbound from exit 46, approaching 46 Avenue to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to 47 Sigourney. 91 southbound delays 33 down to 32A and B in Hartford. A little tight again, 19 to 18 as you move 91 south in Meriden. If you are traveling on 291 westbound, look for delays from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge in South Windsor. Heading into Middletown, 9 northbound is slowing approaching Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. It's a little sluggish again, 9 northbound from exit 32 in Berlin up to the 72 interchange in New Britain. If you're traveling 84 eastbound, you've got delays approaching exit 17 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. Again, 26 down to the 691 interchange in Cheshire. Westbound 84 is a little tight approaching the Mixmaster in Waterbury. And if you're traveling northbound on the Parkway, look for some slow traffic approaching 46 up toward the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Times of clouds and sunshine for the rest of this afternoon. It'll be nice out there, the high around 86 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tonight. It turns humid as well. There will be a thunderstorm response late tonight. We'll head down to a low of 71. Then very sticky out there for tomorrow. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a stray thunderstorm late in the afternoon into the evening. The high tomorrow up to 89, then partly cloudy for the rest of tomorrow night with a low of 73. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 4 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. Police in New Haven continue to investigate a double homicide. Shots rang out Tuesday night. When they arrived on scene and Judson Avenue, they found 19-year-old Chavis Goldson and 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman in a vehicle with gunshot wounds. They later died at an area hospital. Detectives say a stray bullet struck a home and traveled through a bedroom wall. They say debris from that shot injured a 13-year-old girl. Those injuries were said to be non-life-threatening. Anyone with any information is being urged to contact New Haven Police. Vice Chair of the Legislature's Energy and Technology Committee is calling for a pause on those automated license plate readers and flock cameras. Residents in several cities and towns say they have privacy concerns and that the technology is intrusive. Milford Democratic State Senator James Maroney.
We want to do our due diligence these next couple months to gather information and then put in place new restrictions next year.
The Connecticut Police Chiefs Association has come out in favor of the LPR, saying they're a valuable tool in law enforcement. Groton Chief L.J. Fusaro, past president of the CPCA, lauds the technology in solving crimes.
I've seen there's many people touting the fall in the crime rate, violent crime. I would submit that our effective use of technology has played a role in that, a significant role in solving crimes, getting dangerous people off the roads, recovering stolen vehicles.
Milford police officials hailed the technology and helping them crack a recent fatal home invasion. Embattled GOP Congressman Max Miller of Ohio continues to say he's staying in the race for re-election. This as he has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing after allegations of abuse by his ex-wife and the daughter of Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno. The House Ethics Committee has announced an investigation. Former committee chair Charlie Dent says Miller could be feeling the heat from within the party.
I suspect behind the scenes and behind closed doors, I would expect that the speaker would likely be putting pressure on Congressman Miller to resign, not only to get out of the race, but to resign.
Republicans running for the nomination to face incumbent Democrat Johanna Hayes in the 5th Congressional District are slamming each other's campaign tactics. Party-endorsed Chris Shea says Jonathan DeBarros has been posting violent images directed at him and state party leaders.
By the way he acts online and attacks somebody who doesn't agree with him, that seems to be the modus operandi. Is we don't get what we want, we lash out. That's not a good way for Republicans to come together and build a coalition to beat John Hayes in the fall.
Now, for his part, DeBarros says the content he's reposted is a matter of freedom of speech, and the complaints are all about the Republican establishment being out to stop him.
They had no problem with me door knocking for them, helping their candidates get elected, taking my money. But as soon as I decided to be a candidate myself, everything that they say that the Democrats are going to do with me in the general election, they're doing it to me.
Abdul Al-Sayed has outlasted Congresswoman Haley Stevens for the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate. Now comes the challenge of uniting a divided party with a number of so-called Democratic socialists at the forefront.
Haley Stevens had support of Gretchen Whitmer, of Democratic leadership in Washington, D.C. Are those folks going to embrace Al-Sayed? This is a seat that Democrats have to win in November if they want to take control of the Senate. They need to hold every single seat that they have and flip 4. This is a must-hold seat for them.
It's ABC's Avery Harper. Al-Sayed will face GOP Congressman Mike Rogers in this fall's general election. On Wall Street, just before the close, the Dow was up 263 points. NASDAQ was down 221 and the S&P down 13. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Reese is on the radio.
All right, Reese on the radio, first half done, second half underway. When we return, on the phone with us will be Jonathan DeBarros. As you may have heard in the top of the hour news, there is a controversy between he and his primary opponent, Chris Shea. We'll hear from Jonathan DeBarros in his own words coming up. Also, we'll talk about the President of the United States, Donald Trump, in declassified documents that say that he was the target of a coup, I guess the only other way that you could describe it, as early as May of 2017, right into his administration. In those declassified documents, we'll go over them and the story to talk about them at length. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, please, folks, don't give me any nonsense about going after your political enemies. Nobody's trying to hear it. Speaking of which, I also want to hip you to another thing. There are plenty of people who have called this station. I think forgive me, it's not Everett. Goodness gracious, I may have forgotten his name. But who have said that they believe that there are people who support Donald Trump who will support him no matter what. Well, I've got quite the challenge for you when we come back and after we speak to Jonathan DeBarros, because I think that cuts both ways. And I will give you a prime example of that with none other than Bernie Sanders when we return. So stand by for that. Jonathan DeBarros on the other side of the break. and much, much more right here on Reese on the Radio. Let's get another check of weather and traffic with our good friend Mark Christopher. He's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Reese. Thank you very much. We'll look out for a crash now on the westbound side of I-84, and that accident's reported between exit 51 and 50, so that would put it on the right lane on the Bulkley Bridge, so I do see some slow traffic there, so definitely look out for that. Once again, on the right lane as you move up on the Bulkley Bridge. If you are traveling eastbound 84 into Hartford, look for delays approaching 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley. 91 southbound's a little tight, 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're 291 westbound, you're slowing from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge in South Windsor and the construction there. 9 northbound into Middletown, slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. Again, some slow traffic as you move from exit 35 up to the 72 interchange in New Britain. 84 eastbound in Waterbury, slowing, approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. Again, some slow traffic from 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. And if you're traveling on the northbound side of the Parkway, look for delays approaching 46 in New Haven up to let's see, what am I looking for here? We're northbound into the West Rock Tunnel. Southbound Parkway delays approaching 50 into the West Rock Tunnel in Hamden. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
It's going to be very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Highs ranging from 85 to 89 degrees. Then we turn out partly cloudy and humid tonight. There will be a shower or even a thunderstorm in spots late at night. We'll head down to a low of 71. Uncomfortably humid for tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a stray thunderstorm in the afternoon and into the evening. The high tomorrow up to 89. Then it will turn out partly cloudy, warm, and sticky for the rest of tomorrow night. Low down to 73 degrees. We do have an active day ahead for Friday. Very warm and humid once again. A mixture of clouds and sunshine. There'll be a few showers and a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon. Some of those will bring the risk for flooding downpours and damaging winds. The high Friday, 89. Then the heat and humidity continue right through the weekend. Partly sunny, hot, and humid on Saturday. A thunderstorm in the afternoon. High Saturday, 91. Then drying out for Sunday. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be another hot day with a high of 90. Right now it's 88 degrees in Farmington, 85 in Tolland, and we're at 87 degrees in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court.
Injured? Dial pound law. Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
The Yard Goats are back home Tuesday, August 11th for 2 weeks, and the Yankees affiliate is coming to town. Kids jersey giveaway, adult jersey giveaway, hat giveaway, Chase and Marshall from Paw Patrol, fireworks, kids run the bases, and more. Don't miss your chance to see the Yard Goats before the summer is over. Tickets start at just $10. Get yours today at yardgoatsbaseball.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. I got to be honest with you. I really don't even want to get into this, but I guess I gotta. It's just going to be what it's going to be. On the line with us is candidate for the 5th District, Mr. Jonathan DeBarros. How you doing?
I'm all right, brother. How you doing?
I could be doing better. Unfortunately, I'm not. So let me just start off by saying, how are we going to resolve this, or is this just going to be the way that it is until we get the primary day?
I mean, if we're going to be honest, you want to be honest?
Yeah, of course I want you to be honest.
All right, so if we're going to be honest, I don't even want to talk. I want to talk about what's really happening here. I started my campaign.
You're muffled for some odd reason, Jonathan. You're muffled. I don't know what's up with the microphone, but you seem to be away from it or like your hands covering.
Hold on, can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
All right. So to be perfectly honest, I've been running my campaign since last year, as everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped in the race. He has every right to jump in the race. But the facts are the facts. They've been attacking my campaign, using fake accounts. A lot of his supporters who were delegates at the convention were slandering my reputation, misleading the general public, trying to steer them away from my campaign. I defend myself, and all of a sudden, they're the type of people that want to throw their rocks and hide their hands behind their back.
Okay.
I'm focused on presenting policies. I offered this man to debate me based upon policies several weeks ago, back in March, before Michelle Butello and John Buccarelli got out of the race.
Mm-hmm.
I offered to debate all three of them, and they refused to debate me because they don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to this campaign. In order for us to win this seat, you got to aggressively campaign against the Democrats inside the cities.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that. I've been bridging the divide between the rural, suburban, and urban communities for over a year now. They jumped in my race, and the only thing that they have is slanderous attacks. I'm defending myself, and all of a sudden,
yeah, but wait a minute. Hear me out. Okay? I understand that you're defending yourself. I understand that is the way that you see it, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to give you a counter to all of that without all of the whole he did this and they did that and all that other stuff. Okay? And this is something I am trying to teach my team, right? Is that the people that I have to be adversarial to, I do it when I go to meet them face to face. It is not about mudslinging. It is about the facts. And when the facts are undeniable, when I'm dealing with my adversary, they look foolish because I just do that. That's it. And I try to just having this guy. Well, hear me out. No, that's not what's going on, Mark. Mark. That's not. No. Hold on. No. That's not what's going on. This campaign, and we're talking about the focus of the campaign. And I'm saying this to Chris Shea as much as I'm saying it to you because I know they're all listening. Okay? So I know everybody is listening. This campaign is about serving the people of the 5th District. Is it not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what I've been doing.
No. Wait. Whoa. It is not the only thing that you or Chris Shea are doing. It is not. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things, right? Again, I'm not trying to chastise anybody. I'm not the leader of this party. I don't want to be the leader of this party. To be honest with you, if I were the leader of this party, trust me, there would be checks and balances with a lot of stuff that's going on here. I don't need to be outraged about my party and in a way in which they're doing things. But I'm going to tell you this, and this is important for you and Chris, and I'm talking to you, Chris, too. Okay? This ain't about you. You either. It ain't. It is about conservatives in this state winning and beating Johanna Hayes, winning and beating Ned Lamont, about dwindling, if not defeating, the supermajority in this state. Because we know how media works here in the state, this is going to be about mudslinging between the two of you, not about policy. And while everybody else is sitting around going, hey, what about us? Everyone's focusing on the fact that you guys are a warring faction, either one of you. Now, I know I'm not going to get through you guys in any way because I know you got egos and you have personalities and you got people behind you.
I don't have an ego.
Okay, everybody's got a battery.
Actually, I just got off the phone with Senator Rob Sampson, who told me, he told me that, listen, John, I have nothing to do with what Brock Weber is doing, attempting to rehash our differences from last year. Me and Rob Sampson buried a hatchet a long time ago.
Okay.
I even had a conversation with Steve Harden a while back, and when we buried a hatchet, and we've been working together. So I have no problem with any of our state senators or our state representatives.
Okay, so
He's
let's
trying
do
to
this
rehab-
then. Let's do this right here on my show. And I say it to Chris, too. Let's knock it off with the attacks and get back to governing. Get back to telling the people of the 5th District what you're going to do for them. Because I'm telling you, if I'm sitting in your district and all I hear is about you two warring, I'm going to say, it was like, come on, man, these guys don't really care about me. They care about whatever their own little issues are. And I'm sorry, that's the way that I look at it. Okay, and again, this is something, look, the Democrats already are putting knives in each other's backs over who's more socialist than the other. I mean, they're literally climbing over each other like crabs in a barrel to find out how progressive they are or how much of a big tent they are. Yet the only thing, and trust me when I tell you, they will use you and Chris Shea as an opportunity to, and you know they will, to say, look at the Republican Party, because you guys cannot get out of each other's way. And I need you to get out of each other's way. Just put the knives down and say, how are we, and wait for the people to make their decisions. And when it happens at the end of the day, everybody get together and figure out how we advance the ball over the finish line with a winning score. Can that happen?
Listen, I've been asking for a debate so we could on policy, not no freaking slander.
You
And
can't
he
go
hasn't done it.
backwards,
He's been
Jonathan.
avoiding
That's never going to happen. He's refused to do that. So no. So what are we doing? Hold on. What are we doing with the fact that we know he won't debate? We moved on from that. And this is the thing. Look, I got to learn this in recovery every day. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can. And what that means is I can't change Chris Shea. I can change Jonathan DeBarros. Just do that.
Absolutely. Now, that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on every day. I'm outside door knocking, boots on the ground,
Okay.
networking with people, getting the job done, explaining to people what my policies are and what's the difference between me and Christopher Shea's campaign. But when you're using old articles that came out from a corrupt prosecutor to misrepresent my past, to make me look like a monster, I have no choice but to defend myself with the truth.
I understand that. Defend yourself with the truth. No. That I literally, and never have I ever said to you, and we spoke about this, I have no issue with if you are being smeared for you defending yourself. But if you want to play in the mud, we can't sit around here and say they did it first. We have to be above it and make sure that our credibility is intact. And I say this because I know, because I've dealt with enough divorces to know. If we are just saying that I hit my wife because she hit me, that doesn't make me somebody defending myself. It just makes me look like a jerk, that I am the person who is willing to do the same thing that people do to me, and I'm not above it. Whether or not you're above it is remaining to be seen on either of your parts. You guys are not displaying to me the best that is in you, and I know both of you have better in you. I know you are a man of integrity. I know that Chris Shea is a man of integrity, at least to yourselves. And you need to be representing that, because the people who you wish to represent, the people that you need to represent, and when I say need to, because we need to get rid of Johanna Hayes, the people that you need to represent deserve better from either of you.
Hey, I've been working my ass off for 17 months to bring my policies to the people, and that's why the people is going to stand behind me on August 11th, and then I'm going to take it to Johanna Hayes in November, and we're going to win the first victory in 2 decades.
So good. I'm going to ask you, as much as I'm going to ask Chris Shea, you know the telephone number here. Call it today. Are we going to lay down our arms and get back to to running this campaign so that we get to it for the 11th and may the best man win?
Absolutely. That was my goal from the very beginning.
Okay, so I have your word.
I'm good. Listen, I'm good.
I have your word.
I'm ready. I'm going to fight all the way to the end, but I'm fighting for
I have your word, Jonathan.
I have my word that what?
I have that. No, I didn't say defend yourself. Of course you should defend yourself, but you should make this campaign about governing the people, of being able to do the due diligence of the people of the 5th District. Yes?
Absolutely. I'm the one that has policies. He's the one claiming that we have the same policies, but he hasn't disclosed his policies.
Okay, fair enough. So I have your word that you are going to campaign for the people of the 5th District.
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing it.
Thank you. That's all I care about. And I will give Chris Shea the opportunity to call up and do the same. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
You got it. I'm sorry. But I'm being 100%, as they say in the hood, 100. It's literally at the level of bad comedy. It just is. It's at the level of bad comedy. Chris Shea, by the way, Adam, please contact them. Please contact them. Over at Chris Shea. Give him the telephone number. I want to hear from him. Because it's only going to get worse unless people step up and just say, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not taking that call. I'm not taking that call. It's not going to happen because then it's just pile on. I talked to the person in the campaign. That conversation happened. The next phone call I take that's related to this story is coming from Chris Shea. Chris Shea will have the number. He can pick up the phone and he can talk to me. Okay? We could nip this in the bud. Now, look, with all due respect, I can ride the wave of this nonsense until we get to the 11th. But I am not cheap. Just understand that about me. I am not cheap. I dead that nonsense. I put an end to it because all of that stuff is nothing more than campaign fodder. It's a whole bunch of gossip column stuff. I don't work for People magazine. I never have and I never will. And everybody else chomping a bit. Oh, look, they're calling each other names. Oh, great story. Oh, more copy. I get it. People are upset. Emotions are high. What do you think? I'm going to be upset about every person that said they won't say anything nice about me. They say horrible things about me. That's going to happen. If Jonathan DeBarros makes it through, it's going to be even rougher. Joanna Hayes is going to pull out all the stops. Are you kidding me? The Democrats are going to be brutal. If they get an impression, they get one impression. Oh, my God, Joanna Hayes could lose? Shea's going to be the same thing. They're going to pull out all the stops there, too. You're going to talk about your feelings getting hurt. Far worse than that's going to happen in this campaign. Joanna Hayes isn't in it to lose. If we can't handle this, and both of these guys are on the same page policy-wise, we can't handle this. And though, if I haven't said this enough, I don't know if I'm cut from a different cloth, but if I haven't said this enough, have you seen the yahoos here in the state? Joanna Hayes, I could beat her campaign with my pinky. I could beat myself in the head with a hammer and still outsmart this woman. And I am not kidding. Her campaign is a joke. I've learned more things about Joanna Hayes in the year that I've been here than I care to even remember, and I could use every bit of that against her. I could beat her campaign again with my brain tied behind my back. There is no way I would lose to her. And everybody in here knows that. This is not a difficult campaign. When I hear this thing about everybody wants everything but has no idea how to get it. And this, what I'm seeing, is a clear example of people who do not know how to get what they want. Focus is job one. Focus. That's not happening here. You tell me anybody else in the world who doesn't know that. You tell me any coach. You tell me any champion, any winner who does not understand the importance of focus. I got nothing else to tell you. That's the way I'm looking at it. So, Chris Shea, the offer is yours. If I don't get it, if you don't want to call up and say you're going to put down, I guess we know what it is then. I don't want to hear about the end results. To be honest with you, I'm done with this story. Outside of hearing Chris Shea say, this is a serious campaign and we're going there to go serve the people of the 5th District. Okay? I hope that helps in some way. We come back, more news, more views. Mark Christopher is back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you are traveling into downtown Hartford right now, you're going to see slow traffic approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 46 Sisson Avenue, 84 eastbound slowing 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound a little slow, 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're 291 westbound, you're slowing exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound slowing as you merge with 84 west in East Hartford. 9 northbound's tight as you approach the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury delays approaching 17 to the Mixmaster. And again, 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. South 95 slowing in New Haven, 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
It'll be nice out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see a mixture of clouds and sunshine. The high up to 86 degrees and partly cloudy. Turning out humid tonight. There will be a shower or thunderstorm spots late. We'll head down to a low of 71. Then it becomes uncomfortably humid tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a thunderstorm spots later on in the afternoon and into the evening hours. The high tomorrow up to 89. Then we turn out partly cloudy, warm, and very sticky out there for the rest of tomorrow night. Low down to 73 degrees. For Friday, it's going to be an active day with a storm system moving in. Very warm and humid with clouds and sunshine. There will be a couple of showers and even a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon. Some of those storms will bring the risk for flooding downpours and damaging wind gusts. The high Friday, 89. Then it turns hot and humid for the weekend. Saturday, partly sunny, a hot and humid day. A thunderstorm around in the afternoon. The high 91. Mostly sunny and hot for Sunday, with a high of 90. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest. And now, a WTIC News Update.
It's 4:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We got partly cloudy skies, we'll call it, temperature of 85 degrees. Double homicide investigation continues in New Haven. Police say when they arrived on scene Tuesday night on Judson Avenue, they found 19-year-old Chavis Goldson and 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman in a vehicle with gunshot wounds. In addition, a 13-year-old girl suffered non-life-threatening injuries when a bullet went through her home and she was hit by flying debris. Several state parks are off limits to swimming for the time being. Along the shoreline, Rocky Neck State Park in Niantic is closed to swimmers due to high bacteria levels in the water. In addition, Squanch Pond State Park, Stratton Brook State Park in Simsbury, and Wadsworth Falls in Middlefield are all closed, the water being retested at all locations. There's been an arrest in a fatal pedestrian crash in Stamford. 66-year-old Evelyn Aponte was struck in the area of Strawberry Hill Avenue and Colonial Road back on April 25th. She was hit in the crosswalk by a vehicle driven by John DeAngelis. Police say DeAngelis was attempting a turn onto Colonial. At the time of the crash, he's charged with negligent homicide. Abdul El Sayed has won Michigan's Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate, narrowly defeating Congresswoman Haley Stevens in a victory for the party's progressive wing in Michigan. El Sayed will face Mike Rogers, former congressman who ran unopposed for the GOP nod. Stevens called El Sayed to concede today, issued a statement saying she'll back El Sayed's candidacy.
And whatever differences that we might have had in the primary, they pale in comparison to what unifies us. A recognition that so long as we want to keep our democracy, that democracy better be working for people, and that all of us have to come together to make sure that we never let Mike Rogers see the inside of the U.S. Senate. So, Congresswoman, thank you for your race.
Iran and Oman have moved closer to an agreement on the Strait of Hormuz. Comes after President Trump said a deal to reopen the waterway could be announced soon. The strait's closure has driven up global fuel prices. Regional officials say that Iranian and Omani negotiators have finalized a draft deal to reopen the strait. Red Sox try to make it 7 straight tonight when they face the White Sox at Fenway. Pregame is 6:10 here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Wall Street, the Dow finished up 263 points. The Nasdaq lost 221 and the S&P was down 12 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Oh, I still have that up there. I don't even realize I did that. Anyway. Do I have time to do this? I think it looks like I do. Where is it? I just have to. There it is. Right there.
Yes, you do. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
The stupidest thing I read today comes from Reason.com. And in the vein of what happened in Danbury, Connecticut, this story is timely. Picture the level of competence that Dane County, Wisconsin cops have after hunting what they thought was a creep who was on that website Kik, K-I-K. His handle was fuss_row_da, D-A-H. One underscore, just one single underscore that was put in wrong by the Dane County, Wisconsin Police Department caused the man to be locked up for 18 months. Here's the story. That typo landed Canadian Brandon claiming, with no matching evidence of even being on a device that they found, of being someone who was a creep trying to hook up with, of course, a 12-year-old. That person was another guy. But because the police department missed one underscore in the handle on Kik, this guy got locked up for 18 months in Nova Scotia. He finally got appealed. Now imagine that. They didn't even review the evidence that cleared him for 18 months. He was tried and convicted and stayed in jail for 18 months. And on his appeal, they found out that the whole thing was wrong. I don't know about you, but I would sue them for everything and their ancestry. Everybody has got to go straight to the bank and deposit everything they own. That's how wild. You got to be, again, this is the whole thing. The Danbury Police Department, they're the ones who said it. They put in the driver's license. No. Just got to be, nothing against the cops. clerical errors can happen. Clearly can. But, dude, 18 months? Damn. That's the stupidest thing I read today. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher is almost back. He should be back now. There he is. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you're on the eastbound side of 84 coming into Hartford, delays about a half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 81's a little slow at 32A and B, and again down by exit 28. If you are traveling 291 westbound, slowing from exit 2 up to the Bristol Bridge and the construction. 2 westbound's a little tight from 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound in Middletown, slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury delays approaching 17 up to the Mixmaster. And again, some slow traffic 84 eastbound 26 down to the 691 interchange. Traveling into New Haven 95 south a little tight 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
It's going to be very warm out there for the rest of this afternoon. We'll see clouds and a few sunny breaks out there. Highs ranging from 85 to 89. It'll be turned out partly cloudy tonight. It's going to become more humid out there. There will be a thunderstorm around late at night. We'll head down to a low of 71, then uncomfortably humid for tomorrow. With clouds and sunshine. There will be a thunderstorm at spots later on in the afternoon and into the evening. The high tomorrow up to 89, partly cloudy, warm, and sticky for the rest of tomorrow night, low 73. Then we do have a very active day ahead of us for Friday, very warm and humid. We'll have intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a few showers and a heavy thunderstorm, especially for the afternoon. Those will bring the risk for flooding, downpours, and damaging winds. The high Friday, 89. Then for the weekend, Saturday, turning out partly sunny. It's going to be a haunted, humid day with a stray thunderstorm in the afternoon. The high Saturday, 91. Mostly sunny and hot for Sunday with a high up to 90. Right now, it's 85 degrees in Hebron, 84 in Canton, and we're at 87 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Summer's here, and so are new beverages at McDonald's, like the Sprite Berry Blast Crafted Soda, topped with foam, or the Refresher with add-ons like Popping Boba.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Reese on the radio, and August 14th is my birthday, and I want to spend it with you. So we're taking the show on the road for a special birthday broadcast. We'll be broadcasting live from Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut from 2 to 6. Maybe there'll be an after party. Who knows? So make plans to hang out, listen to the show, have some food, some drinks, and help me celebrate my birthday. It's the 14th at 15. Stadium 15 in Farmington from 2 to 6 on Friday, August the 14th. Hope to see you there.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Let me tell you something, man. And this is bottom line. Okay? And it's just absolutely bottom line. You don't want to have to hear my voice. Nobody does. If Johanna Hayes wins that seat again. Nobody does. That's the only thing you need to recognize. And guess what? I will take every one of the listeners, every one of them. I will give them the entire show to lose it. Because again, there it is, right there at our fingertips. The momentum of this party is different today. I don't know if you see it. I don't know if y'all see it, but I do. The energy is there. It wasn't here in 2022. I was here in 2022. You know what you all sounded like? Crap, by 2023, y'all had all but given up. Remember that? I remember it. Y'all were giving me the ho-hums. 2024 came around. You gave me a little bit of it. I told you, yeah, all right. Trust me. Remember, it was me walking you all from the ledge. No. Get back here. Get back here. No. Get off the ledge. Trust me. Come here. I don't know, Reese. I don't know. I don't think so, Reese. I don't think so. Okay, Reese, I'm going to try. I said, okay. I told everybody the day after Election Day, we were going to get together at Wooden Tap. And I said either it was going to be a celebration or it was going to be a funeral. And what happened? After 2022, nobody thought, it was like, nah, we're just now going to. And sure enough, what was it the next day? Everybody excited again. Can't believe it, they said. But there it was. And then we get here. 2025 rolls around. Reese on the radio starts taking over the helm. I start cutting through the nonsense. Start giving a little bit of guidance. Start trying to build you up a little bit. Believe in yourself. Don't believe in me. Believe in yourselves. And look where we are now. Where are we now? People are thinking, do you think? Is it possible? Libs are scared. Libs are nervous. Why? How could that possibly be? That whole nonsense talking about the supermajority, people don't even talk about that anymore. I don't even hear the words, it'll always be the same, Reese. People aren't talking like that anymore. And I know it's not because of me. The record speaks for itself. Not my record, not Fazio's record, not the Republicans' record. Theirs. The Democrats' record. They're in disarray. Everything about them is phony and fake. People are leaving. People are fed up. People are planning to go. 5 years down the road, exit strategy. This guy's bragging about 10% of the workforce getting a 59 cents an hour raise, a measly $23.60. This guy's taking a victory lap, and then has the audacity to go out and hold a press conference about another couple of cents he's going to give you in January. Let me help out a couple of people, by the way, before I go off the beaten path. Ned Lamont, anyone here who has ever made any amount of money, and I know there's some people who are going to agree with me here, especially if you have ever been in your life the working poor, because I know there's a lot of you out there. I talk to you all the time, and I love you guys. Those guys, these guys would, these are my beer and pizza guys who grew up middle class, sometimes lower middle class, working poor, work their way up here in Connecticut. They understand me when I talk about this. Ned Lamont, let me help you with something. Never talk to anybody about a future income they can't see today. See, here's the thing that nobody knows about the poor, and they better get to know it. Poor people never count money they never see. It means nothing to them. So when Ned Lamont is bragging about an earned tax credit that you're going to get from the tax department, nobody cares about that. They never see that money because they only care about the check they get, not the taxes taken out. Gone money is gone. They can't spend it. Nobody spends future money. Bragging about 58 cents you're going to get in January means nothing to a poor person today. They can't do anything with it. They can't even plan on it. So please stop talking to the working poor like future earnings means anything to them. They care about paying the bills today, eating today. Some of them are worried about eating in the next hour. In order for you to understand the poor, you have to understand how the poor operates when it comes to money. And they only spend what they know. And many of them are already spending the money on next week's check. If you know anything about poor people, do you know what's the worst word to a poor, working poor person? Bi-weekly. When an employee who is a working poor finds out that their paycheck is bi-weekly, it's the worst word they can hear. Bi-week. Oh, every 2 weeks? Now they have to budget. Poor people hate that word. Is it technically 2 words? I consider it 1 word. I could run this thing with my head on backwards. These people don't understand the poor. But anyway, back to my point. You have to understand that everyone is frustrated. Everyone has had enough. Even the Democrats here have had enough. They're tired. Seize on that. Republicans have spent a whole lot of time. When I got here, all you could talk about was the other side. Those other people over there, they're crazy. All those people over there, they're insane. What did I say? Listen to them. Find out what's on their mind. Why do we even bother? It's important to know why. You do want to appeal to them, right? You do want them to see your point of view, right? You do want them to stop the crazy, don't you? Well, how do you think that happens? Ignoring them, chastising them, screaming at them, calling them crazy, dismissing them. Flies with honey. How many other ways do I have to explain it? And I literally argued with folks here. I really drew, and I'm talking about, some people got mad at me when I said that you people were sitting up here complaining, but none of you know how to win. You haven't won. You can't sit up here and tell me about a winning strategy when you got no wins on the table. You got no trophies to show for it. All you got is angst. You can't come to me talking about coaching the team with all the losses. You can't. With all due respect, that's how I know when I know how to win, because I know where to win. I know what I can win with. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying it because that's a fact. I got all these people screaming and hollering at me, talking about because of this, that. It was like, no offense, Rich Kotite, take a seat. That's a Jets reference. Only the football guys got that one. Please. All that other stuff, that's why I cut through that rigmarole. I could do this all day with the whole, let's fuel the fire. Oh, Jonathan, say something about his mother. I could do that all day. But imagine what people would have thought of me. Damn, Reese, I thought you were better than that. Yes, I am. We got word from Chris Shay's folks. They said they're good. They're outdoor knocking. They were listening. I'm happy that they were. Get to the business of serving the people of the 5th District. May the best man win. When it's all over, let's go out there and go for the prize. Let's just win. That's the way I see it. Let's just win. And if you don't want to, if everybody wants to lick their wounds and get angry and be upset and take their ball and go home, that's okay. That's all right. But please don't sit in the background screaming and hollering and throwing, paper at us, being a disruptor. If you don't want to chime in, if you don't want to participate, that's fine. Because then I will know. All of us will know. It was never about winning. It was about winning on your terms. And guess what? We can accept that too. Hi, Lori.
Hey, Reese. I wanted to just kind of confirm what you've been saying. One of the things that the Democrats have been done so well up to this point, before this whole Antichrist agenda, socialist agenda that's coming out. Up until this point, what they did best was rally. And so this whole drama between these two gentlemen is not good for the party. It's not. What are we, the two high school girls, trying to fight, and you know what I mean? Stop it. Stop it. And to your point about coach, the Red Sox at the beginning of the season fired Alex Cora.
Oh, my goodness.
And everybody was like, what? What's happening? Because the team was losing.
Yeah.
They weren't winning. So they went to a different strategy, and they got a different coach. And now here we are. All of the people like myself who gave up in May are now trying to figure out what's happening.
Right.
Because we have a team who has clawed their way up past 500.
Yep.
And so why can't the Republican Party recognize that, we can't continue to use the same playbook. We can't. Not if we're, and get out of your tunnel, get out of your bubble, rally around the people that we think are going to win, and just go with it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we need to do. Everybody just needs to get their thumbs out of their butts and do their job.
I would go so far as to say this, that look, if we're really looking at this as a winnable opportunity against Johanna Hayes, somebody's going to have to jump on the grenade and sacrifice themselves for the win.
Right.
It's like right. we will take your sacrifice and say, if not for you, we wouldn't be here. That's the way it's got to be done. But guess what? The only way we get that person who jumps on the grenade, we need a willing participant. We need two people who are willing to say, if all else fails, I will give my life for that win. Now, I mean that figuratively, but you know my point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just want to say one controversial thing before I let you go, because I know you're coming up against a break. But the issue with Mr. DeBarros is this. When Daniel needed to fight, he did it quietly. He did it in prayer. He did it with the Lord. He went into the lion's den. He didn't fight it. The Lord protected him. If he really believed that the Lord was calling him to this office, he wouldn't have to fight so hard.
That's right.
Just that God is in the midst of it.
Exactly. The integrity, this is what I always say about integrity. Your integrity shines through without effort because it is, right? It's truth. Truth shines through without effort because it needs no force. It is.
Exactly.
Yeah. God bless you, Lori.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. It just is. That's the whole point. Things are what they are. You don't need to force it. I hope you. Yes, by the way, thank you, Alex Q. The movie was Fallen. I think he went back to listen to part of the show. We were talking about the Denzel Washington movie that is similar to the plot in the new Spider-Man film. Fallen was the name of the film with Denzel Washington and John Goodman. A movie that I barely watched because I don't like horror, supernatural films anyway. I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like jump scare stuff. I don't like horror films. I don't like any of that stuff. I just don't. Talk about how about the Red Sox? Give it up for them, huh? Huh? They were straight garbage the first half of the season. What are they going, win number 5? I think they're going for win number 5 in a row. After doing the 15 in a row. I'm proud of them. I'd like to see them win another championship. Why not? Why not? I want to go to those horrible Yankees. Oh, I just realized what I said. I'm sorry, Yankee fans. I'm sorry. There's a lot of you out there. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know you guys love the Yankees. I'm sorry. It's a friendly rivalry, okay? I don't wish the worst, okay? Not a fan. Mark Christopher, Red Sox fan. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. That's because he's got class. No, I'm kidding.
First game, 1971.
That was your first game?
Yeah.
Oh,
sat in the
man.
box seats right behind the Oakland A's dugout. $6.
Yeah. $6, huh?
Yeah, $6 to sit behind the dugout in 1971. Miss Vida Blue by one night, won Cy Young that year.
Oh, yeah.
And 6 runs last night in the first inning. Man, that was beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
Thank you, Sherm. Thank you very much. If you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the eastbound side of 84, you got delays 46 Sisson Avenue to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 is tied up, approaching the Bulkley Bridge in East Hartford out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B, and again 27 down to 28. More slow traffic approaching 19 in Meriden down to 17 and the Wilbur Cross Parkway. If you're traveling 291 westbound, delays South Windsor exit 2 to the Bissell, 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. Middletown 9 northbound tight Harbor Park to the Ariconi Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury delays 18 to the Mixmaster, again 26 down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 Waterbury slowing from 22 to the Mixmaster. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Times of clouds and sunshine for the rest of this afternoon. It'll be nice out there, the high around 86 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tonight. It turns humid as well. There will be a thunderstorm spots late tonight. We'll head down to a low of 71. Then very sticky out there for tomorrow. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a stray thunderstorm late in the afternoon into the evening. The high tomorrow up to 89. Then partly cloudy for the rest of tomorrow night with a low of 73. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app now. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Police in New Haven continue to investigate a double fatal shooting from Tuesday night. Officers responded to Judson Avenue around 8:30. When they arrived, they found 19-year-old Chavis Goldson and 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman inside a vehicle with gunshot wounds. They were rushed to an area hospital and later pronounced dead. Now, a 13-year-old girl was injured. Police say a bullet went through her home, dislodged some debris, and she was hit by that debris. She was not shot. The injuries are said to be non-life-threatening. Anybody with any information is being urged to get in touch with the NHPD. In response to an outcry from some about privacy concerns, a Milford state lawmaker is calling for a pause in the installation of new automated license plate readers and flock cameras. Residents have been turning out, saying their use constitutes warrantless surveillance. Senator James Maroney, a Democrat, acknowledges the importance in crime fighting up to a point.
Don't necessarily want to completely take away a valuable tool from them, but in the end, it's about balancing rights, the rights we are given by the Constitution, and we know our system was built on the fact that it's better for a guilty person to go free than an innocent person to go to jail.
Groton Police Chief L.J. Vasaro, the legislative committee member of the Connecticut Police Chiefs Association, is also a past president and says there's a limit on how long the data is stored.
We were looking for a little bit more. We were looking for a wider range of states to be able to share it with. But what we settled on in the legislature passed, wasn't exactly what we wanted. There are advocacy groups that looked for less. We kind of met in the middle there. It's 21 days.
Recently, Milford police officials credited the use of the technology in cracking a fatal home invasion case. Another day of testimony in the Lindsay Clancy murder trial in Massachusetts. The Wallingford native accused in the deaths of her 3 children. The defense says she suffered from postpartum psychosis. There was testimony on her toxicology reports at the time of the incident today.
The witness described 4 different drugs that fell into these categories of being antipsychotic, antidepressants, or anti-anxiety. And for those groups of drugs, the witness said that they had slightly elevated levels, but nothing that was alarming. But for one drug, Seroquel, this witness said that it was double the amount that you would suspect, but still the amount of Seroquel within her system was not at a toxic or lethal level.
It's ABC's Brian Bruckmeyer. Candidates for the Republican nomination for U.S. House to challenge Democratic incumbent Jahana Hayes are dueling about campaign tactics in the final days leading up to the primary.
Republican Party endorsed Chris Shea calls his opponent, Jonathan DeBarros, a political arsonist. And while DeBarros eventually received a pardon for a deadly shooting that put him in prison for 19 years, the former Navy SEAL Shea is reminding voters.
There's 2 people in the race. One has a history, myself, of serving the country, serving my community, starting a veteran nonprofit, and just a record of service, and he has a record of serving time.
DeBarros believes he's being punished for criticizing the state's Republican Party establishment for losing elections.
So now they deem me as a threat, and they're trying to dig up remnants of misinformation from my past to use against me today.
Shea describes incumbent Jahana Hayes as to the left of AOC. DeBarros believes he's the guy to get urban voters to vote Republican. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
Man under arrest after he was found near President Trump's golf club in California. Suspect is identified as Janine Gentile. He was spotted outside the club twice, and now he's facing a federal weapons charge.
They found hollow point rounds on him, and then that led them to go and search his car where they found a loaded firearm. That led them to then detain him and then get a search warrant for his residence, and that's where they found an AR rifle that appeared to have been modified. That is actually the single charge that he now faces, of modifying unlawfully a firearm.
That's reporter Alex Mallon. The investigation continues into cyber attacks that have targeted a number of water facilities across the U.S., including in New Jersey, Utah, and Georgia. More from correspondent Aaron Katursky.
Iran is the prime suspect because we're at war with Iran, and Iran may be trying to make clear it has the capacity to retaliate if President Trump escalates the war, as he's considered doing. Iran cannot match the U.S. military, but they are making clear that they can take aim at critical infrastructure and systems that Americans depend on every day.
Dow finished up 263 points today. The Nasdaq gave back 221, and the S&P was down 12. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Let's be real. With Trump in the White House, times have been tough. But in Connecticut, thankfully, we've had a governor who put his foot down and protected us from the chaos. When Donald Trump cut health coverage, Lamont capped insulin costs, canceled medical debt for working people, and restored the health care funding our families depend on. Now he's working towards universal health care. While ICE creates chaos nationwide, Governor Lamont's passed laws banning ICE from our schools and places of worship.
ICE, go home. We're keeping Connecticut safe without you.
And as Trump cut taxes for billionaires, Governor Lamont's cutting taxes for the middle class, with new plans to make sure big corporations paid their fair share.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
With Trump in the White House, we need a governor with the experience and the backbone to fight back. That's Ned Lamont.
I'm Ned Lamont, candidate for governor, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ned for CT. Approved by Ned Lamont.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Let's do the thing. News. Hey, happy birthday goes out to someone called Youngblood, an English singer-songwriter known for the album Weird. They turned 29. Kid, don't know him. Dawn Richer, a singer from Danity Kane. I know them. I think I've heard of them. She turns 43. Travie McCoy, the frontman from Gym Class Heroes. I know that band. He turns 45. Terry Clark, the Canadian country singer, turns 58. That's an oxymoron, by the way. And Pat Smear, the guitarist for the Foo Fighters and Nirvana, turns 67 on this day. On this day in music in 1957, American Bandstand made its national television debut on the ABC network. I loved Bandstand when I was growing In 1966, the Beatles released their groundbreaking album Revolver in the UK. In 1975, my arch nemesis, Stevie Wonder, signed a then record $13 million contract with Motown Records. Reese on the Radio has been upset about it ever since. In 1978, the Rolling Stones hit #1 with their Billboard Hot 100 record called Miss You. I love Stones. And in 1989, Prince is back in the news today. In 1989, Prince scored a #1 hit with Bat Dance from the Batman soundtrack on this day in 1989. I remember it vividly. This album was heavily circulated in my neighborhood. Prince, Batman, Vicky Vale. I think Kim Basinger was rumored to have been involved with Prince during the production of that album. Mark Christopher, he's back. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. There it is. This was a weird album for me.
Yeah, it was weird. It
was
different, yeah.
I mean, but you know what? It's Tim Burton, right?
Yep.
It's Tim Burton, so Prince kind of plays to a Tim Burton kind of soundtrack. What was the group that not Tim Burton, who was the other guy? Danny Elfman.
Danny Elfman, yeah.
Danny Elfman, big guy.
Boingo Boingo, right?
Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
That's right. He's also a guy who's right in the Tim Burton wheelhouse.
Wrote a lot of music for movies.
Exactly. Well, it was always Tim Burton movies he would work with. So he and Prince, that's kind of like the stuff Tim Burton's into. He likes that weird sound.
Yep.
But Prince really went off the rails on this one. I could not identify with this album and Prince. It's a weird album.
The Great Prince.
Yeah.
Nobody quite like him.
No, at all.
One of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Top 5 shows I've ever seen.
I believe that.
Just amazing. Hey, Reese, thank you very much. If you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, slowing 46th Avenue to the Bulkley, westbound 84 tied up, approaching the Bulkley Bridge, out to 45 Flatbush, southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. Again, 27 down to 28. A little slow again, sluggish from 19 to 17 in Meriden. If you're 291 westbound in South Windsor, delays 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound in East Hartford, slowing as you approach the 84 West merge. 9 northbound, some slow traffic. Harbor Park up to the Aragodi Bridge in Middletown. 84 eastbound, slowing in Waterbury. 18 to the Mixmaster. Again, some slow traffic approaching the 691 interchange in Cheshire. 95 South New Haven, tight 46 down to exit 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, we're going to see a mixture of clouds and sunshine for the rest of this afternoon. It will be warm out there with highs ranging from 85 to 89 degrees. And tonight turns out partly cloudy. The humidity will be on the rise. And we'll have a stray thunderstorm around, especially later on at night. The low 71. Tomorrow turns out uncomfortably humid. Intervals of clouds and sunshine throughout the day. There'll be a stray thunderstorm, especially later on in the afternoon and into the evening hours. The high tomorrow, 89. And for the rest of tomorrow night, partly cloudy. It'll be warm and sticky out there, the low 73. Then we do have an active day ahead for Friday with a storm system moving in. It's going to be very warm and humid out there with a blend of clouds and sunshine. We'll have a few showers and even a couple of heavy thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon. Those will bring the risk for flooding downpours and damaging winds. The high Friday up to 89. Then taking a look at the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny, hot, and humid. A stray thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 91. Then we dry out for Sunday. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be another hot day with a high up to 90. Right now it's 85 degrees in East Hartford, 82 in Glastonbury, and we're at 85 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley at the WTIC Weather Center.
To stay cool and save this summer, you need the best AC system tune-up and repair services. Go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. For special offers, go to petro.com or call 844-482-2496 today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Injured? Dial pound law. Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. I'm sorry that Roseanne didn't come in today because she actually had some plans with a friend of hers to help out another friend of ours who's moving. So she didn't make it in today. She'll probably be in tomorrow and Friday. So she misses you. She wanted me to make sure that I told you that. She thought about it. She was like, oh, I really want to come in, but I made promises that I would do this thing, and she's going to do that. So there were some phone calls that I got here on the show and messages that I've had. I've had debates with people on the left often. And one of the biggest issues that you will hear from people who say that they're not Democrats, they'll call themselves anything from unaffiliated to independent. And I'm not talking about those who are really, unaffiliated. People who are really just liberals. But they clearly do not like Donald Trump. And one of the big things that bother them is that people who support Trump will go to any length to run interference for him. I'm accused of it very often. You will do anything to protect Donald Trump, they say. Anything. He can do no wrong, they say. No matter what he does, you protect him and you stand with him. He doesn't care about you, and you will do anything. And I go, all right, ridiculous. That is something that they find themselves really tethered to. The idea that if you are a MAGA person, you will not criticize Donald Trump. Why don't you criticize him? So I just want to let you know that Democrats, you're kind of going through this right now. In essence, you always have. You see, for a lot of years, Democrats never stood up and defended a lot of things that they used to defend. When the transgender movement started to emerge and burrow into the Democrat Party, you said nothing. As they started to get involved in women's sports, you took a back seat. When the question arose, what is a woman? You became Porky Pig. Blah, 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 blah. You couldn't answer. Even your beloved black queen, Supreme Court Justice. Remember, we had to have a black woman Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson. White husband not included. She said, when asked by Marsha Blackburn, what is a woman? She said, I'm not a biologist. As she sit there with female body parts, had no idea, could not bring herself to identify herself. You did this for years. It didn't matter what it was. If it defied the biology, if it defied reason, you wouldn't utter a word. You stood by it, didn't you? It's obvious. Why you sit there and say, why don't they? Why don't they ever step away from Donald Trump? Why don't they admit when he's done something wrong? Well, take your own advice. As I like to say here on the program, you first. Right? You first. You should at least lead by example, right? Because you're not the type of person who would go along to get along. Wasn't it I who came up with the 9 compromises, ladies and gentlemen? I said, if you want us to denounce Trump, just adhere to the 9 compromises. What did you all do? Like, you literally, we're talking about, dude, guys were crapping the bed online to say, no, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. So again, you're willing to accept everything of your party. It doesn't matter how ridiculous they go. You will sign on. You know why? Because you need everyone. Just ask Bernie Sanders. Goodness.
Is that Piker said America deserved 9/11. Are you comfortable with that association?
No, I am not. I think that's a dumb statement. On the other hand, he has a whole lot of followers, and there's a lot of things that he's saying that are making sense to a lot of people. I think, we have to get above cancel culture.
To give you an example, one of the more controversial ones is that Piker said America deserved 9/11. Are you comfortable with that association?
No, I am not. I think that's a dumb statement. On the other hand, he has a whole lot of followers, and there's a lot of things that he's saying that are making sense to a lot of people.
He's got a whole lot of followers, folks. Bernie Sanders says it doesn't matter. He can say whatever he wants. Freedom of speech. He's got a whole lot of followers, and we can't avoid them. We can't afford to lose them. We have to keep them. It doesn't matter what he said. Yes, it was a bonehead thing to say, but we need him. We made him. Absolutely. Yes. He can say that me as a Jew, I don't deserve to live. I need him. Absolutely. Says that our country should become a Muslim nation. Doesn't matter. I need all of his supporters. That's Bernie Sanders. Hey, don't take my word for it. He's saying it right here. Listen.
I think, we have to get above cancel culture. When you're doing radio, whatever they do, podcasts 3 hours a day, you say dumb things. I suspect if you go back over your career, there may be 1 or 2 things that you said that you may have regretted.
He's a kid. You never know. These young people, they say dumb things. I sound like Jackie Mason now. They say dumb things. I'm pretty sure when you were young, you said some dumb things yourself.
But I think what we have got to do is look at the totality of where people are coming from and go forward.
We have to see where they're coming from and go forward. So it doesn't matter what they believe. We need them in the tent. Oh, no. Sorry. Let him say it.
So when someone like James Carville says he doesn't want to be in the same political party as Hassan Piker, which one are you going to take?
Now, you would think, here's a man, folks, even your buddy, James Carville, the raging Cajun, says that if Hassan Piker is going to be in my party, he is doing what you want MAGA folks to do. I'm out. He says it. I'm out. If Hassan Piker is going to be the standard bearer, or at least one of the people we're going to be, going on the stump with, I'm out. I can't go along with this. This guy's an anti-Semite buffoon. I can't be a part of this. I'm done with the party. What do you think Bernie Sanders said? Why guess?
Well, that's not much of a choice. If Mr. Carville doesn't want to be in my party, the party that I belong to, that Pica, that Sayed belongs to, he can start his own party. But I think we need a big tent, and I think people like Pica should be welcomed into that, certainly.
That's right. He should be welcomed. He should be welcomed. You got no wins here, folks. Okay? So stop it. Will you still support Trump if he does? Yes. Yes. Because I need him. We have to get rid of council culture. Come on. I'm just saying. The problem is this is you. That's why you want us to, because you weren't willing to do any of that. Not once. Not a smidgen worth. Abort your babies up to the date of birth. Where did you stand on that? Not calling it reproductive care. Where were you? Huh? Well, that's what you gave me. You gave me the well. Couldn't say it. Right? And because of this, and this is the thing you need to realize, and I'm talking directly to liberals or you ambiguous folks out there. This is why the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, and El Said won last night. This is the reason why they have those wins. You're never going to say anything. You are willing to accept anything because you need to win. You will align yourself with the worst of people. When you have gone so far to hate someone, a group of people, a movement, an ideology, if you are willing to hate those people so much that you are willing to align with anyone, even if they are against your values, this says nothing about the people you oppose and everything about you. So while everybody else is sitting up here telling us like, well, I had to join the Satanist. I just had to, because Donald Trump was going to destroy the country. You know, I had to become a communist because I was worried about fascism. I just had to do it. It's gotten so bad. The only people who were stepping up were these people. You have no principles. You have no morals. While you sit around talking about how your morals are better than everybody else's, you are willing to join the worst people. You are willing to align your people with very, very shady and disgusting and despicable people. And you're willing to reason with it. It's like, yes, I know that what they're talking about is the extermination of Jews, but Trump, yeah. I understand that Hamas is a terrorist organization, and these people on the college campuses may be aligning themselves with terrorists, but Trump could do far worse than them, Hamas, they've done some things here and there, bombed some things, killed some people, but Donald Trump, the ends justify the means. Don't preach to me. Don't. You people have done this for a long time now. I've watched you do it. That's why you have no credibility. Not with me and not with anybody else. And I don't care about anybody else who sit up here and gets frustrated with you. I'm here to beat you, and I know exactly how to beat you. Because guess what? You have no morals. You have no ethics at all. And worst off, you have no credibility. And all I need to do is to reach the reasonable ones. And they know it. There's a reasonable person right now sitting next to you. There's a reasonable person in the car next to you. There's a reasonable person at your job who's saying, as you guys get more and more wackadoodle, who's going, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't think I could join that cult. I don't think I can literally sacrifice everything that I believe in life just so I can beat Trump. A guy will be gone in 2.5 years, probably a little less than that. Gone over kaput. I don't think I am willing to literally, lay down with dogs in order to get it done. That's just my point. If you want to call up, you can. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Speaking of Trump, we'll talk about this John Solomon report in Just the News about the full criminal probe into Donald Trump into his, just literally months into his first administration in 2017. We'll talk about that as well as take your phone calls. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842, and we'll recap the opening monologue with my conversation with Ned Lamont. Mark Christopher, he is back. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Was that the check the police one?
What was that? What do you mean?
Was that the check the police one?
What, with Ned Lamont?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was talking, yeah, he was accusing the media of getting the story wrong when indeed it was the Danbury police who did. So, yes, though that video, which is now, I think it's well over, one video is well over 12,000 views. The other one's at 9,000 views now. It's been shared over 600 times, I think, one of them.
Oh, there you go. Reese on the radio.
Doing my best.
The best investigative reporter in the state of Connecticut, hands
thank
down.
you, sir.
Actually, the only one left, I think.
With the exception of Mark West
you and
Hartford.
Mark in West Hartford are the
right.
last two left, the last two standing. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound slowing 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound's a little tight at 32A and B, and again down by exit 28. Some more slow traffic down in Meriden, 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. If you're heading 291 westbound, you've got delays from exit 2 in South Windsor up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound is slowing from exit 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. Both sides of 9, heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 84 eastbound, you've got delays now approaching 18 to the Mixmaster. Again, 26 in Cheshire down to the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 in Waterbury slowing 23 up to the Mixmaster. South 95 tight New Haven 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Times of clouds and sunshine for the rest of this afternoon. It'll be nice out there, the high around 86 degrees. Then we'll have a few clouds around tonight. It turns humid as well. There will be a thunderstorm response late tonight. We'll head down to a low of 71. Then very sticky out there for tomorrow. Intervals of clouds and sunshine. There will be a stray thunderstorm late in the afternoon into the evening. The high tomorrow up to 89. Then partly cloudy for the rest of tomorrow night with a low of 73. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30, 85 degrees in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. 2 people are dead in a fatal shooting in New Haven. The incident occurred Tuesday night on Judson Avenue. 19-year-old man identified as Chavis Goldson and another man, 25-year-old Lorenzo Foreman, were killed. A 13-year-old girl was injured in a nearby house after a bullet sent debris flying. Police are continuing that investigation. The State Board of Education took up the issue of cell phones in schools today. Board voted to recommend a bell-to-bell ban, doesn't, however, mandate that schools follow suit. Connecticut's new minimum wage will increase on New Year's Day, $17.48 an hour. It's currently $16.94, one of the highest minimum wages in the country. Connecticut increases the wage based on annual economic data. Democratic Danbury State Senator Julie Kushner says that's important.
So that we wouldn't get stuck again. So people wouldn't be always at the bottom, never getting a raise.
Abdul El-Sayed comes out on top in the Democratic Senate primary in Michigan.
The Democratic Party's progressive wing has scored a massive win in battleground Michigan. Abdul El-Sayed has won the party's Senate nomination after a bruising primary battle with Congresswoman Haley Stevens. That's a significant shift for Democrats. 8 years ago, El-Sayed was blown out in a gubernatorial primary. Now he and the progressive wing face real tests, uniting a divided party and beating GOP nominee Mike Rogers for a seat vital to Democrat chances of retaking the Senate. As votes were being counted last night, El-Sayed said the party has one goal, no matter who is the nominee.
To make sure that Mike Rogers never sees the inside
of the U.S. Senate.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
President Trump says a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz could come this week. Iran and Oman appear to be inching toward an agreement on the waterway that could ease pressure on the global economy, potentially help to bring an end to the war. On Wall Street, the markets finished mixed today, with the Dow up 263 points, the Nasdaq down 221, and the S&P down 13. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
I cannot believe that I lost that story. And I'm going to have to wait. Do I have to wait until tomorrow? I hope I don't have to wait until tomorrow. But I'll stand by for the next break to bring it up. But anyway, speaking of which, don't forget, my birthday party is on August 14th at Stadium 15. We're running ads for it all week. It happens, 9 days from now, right? 9 days? Today's the what? The 5th or the 6th? Yeah, 9 days from now. At Stadium 15. Now, in Stadium 15, which is located in Farmington at 15 Farm Springs Drive. Yes, Drive. It's way back by the, what's that called? The RBX building. So it's a turnoff right off the exit. I think exit 37 on 84. And you can't miss it. It's right there. I think Otis, the elevator place, is over there as well. I think that's the Otis elevator place, is right there as well. In that little, you got to go all the way back to the end to where the old Marriott is. And Stadium 15 is right next door, and we'll be there from 2 to 6 broadcasting live. And then after 6 o'clock, we're going to do some other stuff. Now, they told me they would have karaoke there. I don't know if that's true, Adam 12. I think they plan on having karaoke there. I hope they would have karaoke there. Let me be the first to say, not every RTX. Thank you. I appreciate you, Michael A. RTX. What did I say? RBX? RTX. That's all right. I appreciate you. By the way, I don't know if everybody should do karaoke. I do karaoke, but limited karaoke. I sing standards. One of my favorite karaoke songs is Gigolo by David Lee Roth, or at least his version, because his is a remake. And I do a lot of Sinatra stuff. My favorite Sinatra song is The Summer Wind, but I am a little... I love That's Life. That's kind of my go-to. Like if I want to, knock it out of the park, Frank Sinatra's That's Life, I tear it up every time. So I don't know if we're going to have karaoke. I heard we're going to have karaoke, but I will confirm that before we come. We do the live broadcast. If I haven't told the folks over at Between Rounds to be there, I got to give them a holler and let them know to come out. I love seeing Jerry and Lori Puya, as well as their son and daughter, Chris and Caitlin, yes, as well. So I hope they'll come out. Mark Christopher will be at home, but I hope that he shows up as well, as he does every 8.
Come on, give us a little preview. Come on.
I'm not going to do it.
That's what all the
People say.
Yeah.
You're riding
High in April, shot down in May.
But I know
I'm not going to do it. You didn't put me on the spot.
I know, you didn't even get to warm your voice up.
I didn't get to warm up.
back on top.
Top in June. I love this song, too. So I'll tell you real quick.
Sinatra.
I'll tell you real quick. So a guy invited me to a bar and restaurant, and they were doing karaoke that night. The guy says to me, I will pay you $1, Reese, if you sing. So nobody knew me there.
Whole $1.
Yeah, whole $1.
What year was this?
It was just a couple of months ago.
Recently? Okay, yeah. I was going to say, if you were like 12, it would have been like,
I get up and I do That's Life.
Okay.
So Roseanne's never heard me sing.
Right.
Never. We've been together 5 years. She's never heard me sing. I do the song. By the time it's over and we leave, there are people at the bar who heard me as we're walking out. Everyone's stopping me. Oh, my God, that was so good. Oh, my God, that was so good. She was like, I didn't even know you could sing. I was like, I really don't, I don't tell people that I can. So I love the standards. So, and I love karaoke.
Reese on the radio, ladies and gentlemen, you didn't know this, but he's actually a crooner in his off-air life. He's a crooner.
Maybe. Maybe.
We're coming to you from the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. If you're heading on the westbound side of 84 coming into downtown Hartford, just a little tight traffic in East Hartford as you approach the Bulkley Bridge. Eastbound side of 84, a little slow, 46 Citizen Avenue into the tunnel. Both sides of 91 moving well now. Cromwell up into Winterlex. 91 Southland's a little slow, 19 to 18 in Meriden for the 691 interchange. 291 slowing, 291 westbound, that is slowing from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound tight in East Hartford approaching the 84 West merge. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. Eastbound 84 Waterbury delays 18 to the Mixmaster, and again 26 down to the 691 interchange. South 95 tied up 46 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Clouds and a few breaks of sunshine for the rest of this afternoon. It will be a little bit on the warm side out there, with highs ranging from 85 to 89. And we turn out partly cloudy tonight. It's going to become more humid as well, and there will be a stray thunderstorm around late tonight. We'll head down to a low of 71. For tomorrow, uncomfortably humid with clouds and sunshine. A stray thunderstorm around, especially later on in the afternoon and into the evening hours. The high tomorrow, 89. Then we end up partly cloudy, warm, and sticky for the rest of tomorrow night, low down to 73. As we head into Friday, we do have a storm system moving in. That's going to increase our rain chances. Very warm and humid once again for Friday. Clouds and sun. There will be a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, and those will bring the risk for flooding, downpours, and damaging winds. The high Friday, 89. Then the weekend shaping up to be a hot and humid one. Saturday, we'll see some sunshine. A hot and humid day with a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Saturday's high 91. Sunday, we dry out with a mostly sunny sky. Hot once again with a high Sunday up to 90. Right now it's 83 in Newington. We're at 82 degrees in Avon and 85 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah, by the way, if you haven't heard about it, the White House Government Transparency Task Force released newly declassified FBI documents on August 5th today, showing that on May 16, 2017, just 7 days after President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, the FBI opened a full criminal and counterintelligence investigation into the sitting president. The investigation was codenamed Oxford Comma. Oxford Comma. Oh, my God, that's one of my favorite vampire, oh, goodness gracious, why am I forgetting the name of the group? Vampire Weekend. That's one of my favorite songs by them. Oxford Comma. Anyway, a deliberate misspelling of Oxford Comma. The opening electronic communications stated the FBI was launching a full investigation based on an articulable factual basis that President Donald Trump may be or has been wittingly or unwittingly involved in activities for on behalf of the government of the Russian Federation, which may constitute violations of federal criminal law or threats to the national security of the United States. So you can read that. Anyway, let me get to the phones, 860-522-9842. First, did I do that? Wow. I did. I threw my microphone all the way up. Let's go to the first call. Timmy is on the line. How you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing pretty well. I was very tickled when I heard this discussion that you had with one of the candidates for Congress, and how if one of them dropped out, then they could defeat Jahana Hayes.
Did I say that?
I am no fan of Jahana Hayes whatsoever.
Did I say that?
But when you've got did
I say that somebody should drop out?
No, if one of them did and fell on the sword and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, what I meant by that was,
Party.
what I said was that one person is willing to jump on a grenade in this situation. It's like you have got to go into the race when you're going into a primary, understanding that the objective is to defeat, in this case, your figurative enemy. And one of you may have to be the one that has to fall on the grenade in order to sacrifice yourself to win the election, is what I suggested. I didn't say anybody should drop out.
That's all good and fine and stuff. When you've got talking about two candidates who've raised very, very little money, no websites, they don't have people in the streets and whatsoever, and you're going against the Democratic machine, the teachers' unions, and everybody else against a sitting Congresswoman, please.
You said that
you got to be. What are you smoking, dude? That's unbelievable.
Okay, Tim.
We've got all these Republicans that are. You've got.
I'm going to try one more time.
Timmy!
I'm going to try one more time with this knucklehead.
I'm here.
Were you talking that entire time?
So you've got to
stop, Tim. Stop
I'm
talking.
listening.
No, you're not. Stop talking for the sake of talking. I'll let you talk. It is an exchange in conversation. Okay? You are saying that none of them have any wins against Johanna Hayes. You say they've got no money and they're not running. They don't have people on the street. They're not doing. Chris Hayes, his people just called my folks and let us know that they were currently door knocking. What are you talking about? They have no people on there. What insight do you have into either? Of you didn't. Let me finish. Let me finish the question, sir. What insight do you have into any of their campaigns? I can't hear you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Right,
what insight do you have into their campaigns?
Look, I'm just
Please
saying
don't change the subject. Answer my question. You're talking over me and you're not answering my question. Let's try it again before I put you on hold. One more time. What insight do you have into their campaigns?
I think that the
just
fact
say
that
I don't. Just say I don't. Say I don't.
Well, if you won't let me speak, then
I want an answer to my question, and I'll be happy to let. I'll be happy to let you speak.
As somebody who's run.
Let's try it again. I'll be happy to let you speak after you answer my question. Let's try it again. What insight do you have into their campaign? Then you can speak. Answer my question, then speak. What insight do you have into campaign?
I have no
insight. Thank you. Now, go ahead with your point.
Filing of the reports.
Okay.
Other than the filing of the financial reports, the fact that I do not see websites, all of that stuff is there.
Okay.
As someone who's actually run campaigns,
Chris Shea doesn't have a website.
Elected people, I can tell
You've elected nobody,
that having
sir.
10 people door knocking.
Do you really think that shouting over me is going to? Do you think shouting over me is having a conversation with me?
Do you think putting words into my mouth that
so
you
just
want to
answer
say?
the question.
I'm just saying.
You said Chris Shea doesn't have a website. Does he have a website?
Look, these people have no chance.
Yeah, I know. All right,
Yeah.
thank you. You know, the whole problem is, you know what Tim will tell you all day? Donald Trump lies, Donald Trump lies, Donald Trump lies. And then I'll sit here and listen to him lie. I'll try one more time. You want to try it again?
Are you going to pod me down and then talk over me?
I cannot help it, but when you lie, and that's obviously what you're doing, and you refuse to have an honest, conversation with me because you think that this is about yelling, like I'm not going to give you an opportunity to talk. Tim, I'm literally giving you an opportunity to talk, but you cannot stop lying. So just do your best to try to debate me, which you're going to lose anyway. So just talk about the facts. Chris has a website. DeBarros has a website. These guys are on the ground doing the work. You say that they're not. Well, you have no evidence to back that up. Just move on. What else you got?
Dude, they don't have the millions of dollars that it needs to defeat a candidate, a sitting congressional candidate. I'm just saying, as a political experience that I've had winning campaigns.
What campaign did you win, sir? What campaign did you win?
I'm still looking at
what campaign did you win?
You have you have somebody from the second district.
I can't hear the eagerness. I cannot hear the eagerness in your voice about the campaign that you won. What campaign did you win?
So basically, Reese,
I'm waiting, sir. What's the campaign that you won?
You don't understand Green Party politics, do
What's
you?
The campaign?
That we've elected people in,
name
city halls and stuff.
Yes, so they should be literally at the tip of your tongue when I ask. What campaign did you win?
Elizabeth Horton Chef, for example.
What did she win? Dog walker?
Do your history about black candidates.
But okay,
first,
you listen. You won the campaign.
Get yourself together.
You won the campaign. Educate
together.
me.
So
what campaign did you win of hers?
Before you do it.
What did she win?
So all of these people. Look,
what did she win? Employee of the month? Did she win Employee of the Month? Was she the best scooper at Baskin Robbins? What did she win?
Look, I've won in the city of Providence. I won a city council race.
What did she win?
In the city of Hartford, a city council race. Good Lord, man! I know you don't understand. You just want to have a dog and pony show and all that sort of stuff.
No, you called up.
I know, but I'm just saying, good luck on this cheerleading.
All right, thank you. I've given you enough oxygen. I miss you, Tim. Thank you for coming back. Evan is on the line. Evan, of course, always calls in at the end of the show. You heard my diatribe, Evan, about wanting Donald Trump supporters to admit he's done something wrong, but it looks like the Democrats can't do the same.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to hear it, but I'm here now. So I appreciate it, though, if you're saying that you did it.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is that while people keep asking Donald Trump supporters to denounce him when he's done something wrong, I'm talking about the years that the Democrat Party have seen their party politics go off the rails. Women are not, men can be women. Boys can play in girls' sports. Boys can be inside girls' locker rooms. When they go directly against, how about this one? They demand for photo ID, but the Democrats say no. They ignore it wholeheartedly. Not once have the Democrat Party been able to say, hey, man, at once, could we actually separate ourselves from our party politics? They go along to get along. The thing that they keep asking us to do with Donald Trump, they are not willing to do themselves, Evan. That's the point I was making.
I still think both parties should definitely do what you're saying and what I'm saying.
Yes, but here's my point, is that, Evan, you have made it your business to actually ask Republicans will you finally denounce MAGA? Will you finally denounce Trump? The point is that you've got your own crap to deal with. Right? And when stuff that I'll put it to this way, we can have hold on. We can have a debate about what Donald Trump does with Iran. Those things are obviously geopolitical discussions we can have.
Yeah.
But but the nonsense that you guys are actually co-signing. We're talking about hardcore co-signing that make absolutely no sense.
Well, check this out. You'll like this then.
Yes.
Let's not make assumptions. I'm not a Democrat.
Okay, then what are you?
So that's definitely not true. I'm a progressive, but let's skip that. Okay. I had to make a point. So if you're asking, am I willing to say the exact same thing I wanted Republicans to do about Democrats? I'm saying it right now. Democrats, get on board too.
Okay, so Democrats need to get on board. So men cannot be women. Reproductive health is not abortion, and it can never be one and the same. You cannot abort a baby up until the date of birth. Okay, let me see. What's the other thing?
You and I agree on some of those points, not all of them.
All right. Well, some of those points.
Yeah. Can I say one? And I appreciate this. We're trying here.
Yeah. No problem.
The one thing I wanted to bring up that I was calling in about is I want to know, and I guess I could ask you or what we think Republicans would do. We're on like day 60 of Trump saying we're getting a deal with Iran today. Let's say he does. Let's say it happens at like 9 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
If Trump says we got a deal, it's signed, check it out, they're not allowed to enrich uranium past 3%, and we have international watchers in there reporting to us daily that they're not doing, and all we have to do is give them $1 billion. Would we be thrilled?
No.
Why not?
Well, the $1 billion, you're saying the United States gives that $1 billion?
Correct.
No, I will not finance people who hate us. Hell no.
So no matter what, so we'd rather spend more than that per day and not have a deal.
I would rather bomb them until the 18th century.
So like spend
No, we're talking about
dead people.
We're talking about me. Yes, absolutely.
So you know, I mean, I know you're saying no because you know that was the deal that Obama got that Trump.
Yeah, I don't care who had the deal. I told you what my objective is, and I know there are some Republicans who don't agree with me, but I want them all the way to the Stone Age. I want them literally. I want them like Barney Rubble when I'm done. Ting, 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 ting.
Just to know, because I know you only got like a minute left. How do you do that currently?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just telling you what I want. I'm just telling you what I want.
I appreciate you telling me what you want. I mean, I want this all to be done, so at least we could say what we want.
I hear you.
Yeah,
let me get one.
Maybe think about like how you get there.
Evan, let me get one more before I get out of here. You got to call earlier. I know you don't, but you got to call earlier.
I'm gonna try.
Come to my birthday party.
I love that place.
Okay, come to my birthday party.
All right.
Okay, you got it. Craig in the car. Before we get out of here, what do you got, boss?
Just when I thought I had found the cure for that constant ringing in my ears, Tim shows up again.
He loves it here. Are you kidding me? He's addicted to this show.
Oh, I didn't think it was possible, but he's worse.
All right, 30 seconds. What do you got?
All right. I only heard you mention it for a brief second, but tell us a little bit more about the Sirius XM thing. I'm really curious.
Okay, so what it is that Odyssey and Sirius now has a deal that there are several news networks, 19 in total, that are now going to be broadcast on the Sirius, I guess, airwaves, and WTIC is one of them. Because Sirius doesn't have any stronghold in the New England area, so we were chosen. So you will be able to hear the Reese on the Radio program and all the broadcasting here on WTIC on Sirius.
During your normal time slot?
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
not adjudicated,
No. Just during the regular time slot.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that because I travel a lot, and sometimes I
There
can't
you
catch it
go.
other than on satellite.
Yep, I got to get up out of here, Craig. I'll talk to you soon. All right, as I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night, a pleasant tomorrow. Mark Christopher's here. He's getting you home. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. See you in a manana. Timmy!
Had to keep turning him down.
Timmy! That's his new call sign. Timmy!
You had to keep calling. You had to keep potting him down.
I did. He was
And when
insane.
And he kept talking the whole time. Didn't miss a beat.
See you manana.
Have a great night, Reese. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge. 84 eastbound, a little tap of the brakes as you move into the tunnel.